in 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. I feel like I'm talking low because of, we have company in the building today. So normally at 7 o'clock at night, it's just us. And you, of course, at 617-779-0985. But we have company in the building. So I guess at some point that will be shared on what's going on. Of course, extra things happening. We do our radio show, but then there are other shows that want our opinions. And some people give facts, not opinions, and they are being interviewed at the moment. Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Full show all night long here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Oh, the Red Sox, what's going on there? What's going on? Are you feeling the collapse? Because I am. No, I'm not giving up on them. I still think they'll probably make the playoffs. But last night was collapsible. I got the feels on a collapse. I've been there before. This is not my first paper route when it comes to the Boston Red Sox potentially collapsing in a playoff race. We've seen it many, many times, and I know that some people are satisfied after winning a couple of championships, but there's been some bad ones, some doozies over the years. We all remember chicken and beer and things to that degree. Where would this one rank if it did happen? So we'll get into that coming up in just a little bit. The phone number, 617-779-0985. Did want to touch on a bunch of Red Sox stuff tonight. And the Patriots. Oh, they're taking on Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. Could this be the last time you see him at Gillette Stadium? And I have Mike Vrabel's stats versus Aaron Rodgers in his career and his defenses. We'll give you those coming up in just a little bit. And a lot of, you know what? I love a hot take every once in a while, or a conspiracy theory. But when people talk about who's the greatest of all time, sometimes you get names and you just, it has to pause the show every once in a while, or you have to stop and think about it. So one of those things happened today. And we'll share that with you guys coming up in just a little bit. We're on YouTube as well. What's up, YouTube fam? Going to go join in right now. I'll log in, but just go to youtube.com and search 98.5 The Sports Hub. That's where you can find everybody in there right now. I see 50 people watching at the moment, and I always read them. So feel free to jump in. Hey, we got a big show tonight. We're anticipating the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff Hardy, the TNA Tag Team Champions, one of the greatest tag teams of all time. They'll be doing a nice little media tour throughout the city. I know they're going to be at Fenway Park this week as well, and we're hoping to have them in studio in just about an hour. So we'll have a Hardy party coming up in a bit. I contacted those guys, so I'd love to have them in. And there's a lot of wrestling stuff happening at the moment, but they're from North Carolina. And I would like to know what the skinny is on Drake Maye, or even Bill Belichick for that matter, and we'll share a bunch of wrestling stories. And I'm going to ask them if they'd like to take calls. So that'd be cool. Hopefully that happens, and we're expecting them within the hour. Once again, the phone number 617-779-0985. Are we witnessing a Red Sox collapse? The Red Sox are 4-7 in their last 11 games. If they go 4-7 in their 11 remaining games, they'd finish with 86 wins, and they would need a lot to happen to get into the playoffs. Cleveland would have to go 7-5 or worse. Rangers would have to go 6-4 or worse. But there are a lot of problems right now with the Red Sox. Number one is run support. Where are they getting the run support? It's been bad over the last couple of games. If you add up all their runs, it's not good. Not good whatsoever. And this is what I mean by witnessing a collapse. Like, all of a sudden, the team just can't hit anymore. Roman Anthony comes out of the lineup, and you just can't hit. So to me, is there a little bit more than that? Are they starting to think of the future? Are they starting to look at innings pitched on certain guys? There's a lot there. There's a lot there. But I do think the biggest issue for the Red Sox right now, going 4-7 in their last 11 games, is no doubt run support. I hated pulling Connolly early last night. How many times has we said that today? Pulling early. Hated it. But they had him on an 80-pitch limit. I get it. I get that. It's about winning games. Winning games now. They've blown too many one-run games. They've blown too many games where they haven't had enough. They've blown too many games in general, one-run games in particular. But how many times can you see a young pitcher give a good performance and blown by the bullpen? And it's happened with Tooley, and it happened with Early again last night. So that one really bothered me. And then what has happened to the bullpen? Overall, they got one of the best bullpens in all of Major League Baseball, if you add in Whitlock and what Chapman has been doing. But yet they still can't find that seventh inning guy. Like when Weissert's 6-6 with 9 blown saves, tied for the most in the American League, or the most in the American League and tied for the most in baseball. Like there's a problem there, yet they keep going to him. So pulling early last night, Cora had other plans. He opted to go to the bullpen after 80 pitches. He threw 55 strikes in this one. I know that Brent Rooker was stepping up to the plate for the third time. He also had a big hit against him early in the fourth inning. But last night, Cora says it's about the guy that's hitting when he mentioned Rooker. The game will dictate what we do. That's a good big leaguer. Bats lefties really well. The other guys have to do their job. So I get it. Early had a lead, 80 pitches, did his job. And then when you go to the bullpen, you expect that guy to do their job. But I don't know. Like right now, would you rather lean on your starters or this bullpen with runners on base where they give up runs? And I'm sure it's analytics. But at the same time, I want to just say that I do feel as though Cora can make these decisions too. Like if it's just about listening to the guys in the analytics, I can do the job. You can hire me. I need the money. So hire me. I'm great. You tell me what to do, I'm great at that. I'm great at that. Hey, Joe, after 80 pitches, you're going to take him out. No problem at all, guys. Thank you. But I thought that's what made Alex Cora different. I thought it's what made him different. And again, he's just going with the numbers. Bothers me. And again, I know before the game they said only 80 pitches, but when you need to win games, you got to leave that guy out there. He was never in the plans to pitch in the postseason, so use him. And I believe we got confirmation that he could be used in the postseason. Whatever, use him now. If you're worried about his pitch count now, or what? Now you've already announced he's going to be pitching on Sunday. Use him now when you need him. Stupid. I thought it was stupid. If it's the analytics, shame on them. The Red Sox still care about the future instead of the present. That's my take. And again, the opening take brought to you by Super Service Today, Massachusetts' #1 provider for everything that you need in the world, day or night, always done right. Visit superservicetoday.com. The Red Sox still care about the future instead of the present. Oh, is it okay if I bring up Alex Bregman, Mr. September? When Roman Anthony went down, I said the #1 guy who needs to carry the team's Alex Bregman. And he has not done so. 13 games, batting .200, 6 RBI. He has to be better. He's the key to the Red Sox making the postseason. He was supposed to carry the team. I've been riding him. You know what? I'm going to keep doing it. $40 million a year guy who missed some time this season when they won without him. Yeah, he's been great in the locker room. He's been almost a semi-manager on the team. Can you hit now? There are issues with the leadoff hitter, leaving runners on base, guys literally falling off right now. The Red Sox loss combined with wins for the Yankees, Astros, and Guardians last night. It was not a good night for the Red Sox whatsoever, and that's why I feel collapse happening. The Red Sox fell from the #5 spot to the 6th spot in the playoff picture. The Astros leapfrogged them into the #5 spot. Boston would now have to fly to Seattle for the best-of-3 wild card series if the standings held like this. Houston beat Texas. They're now a half game ahead of the Red Sox. And Cleveland's went over Detroit, moved the Guardians within 2.5 games of Boston. They're fighting for a spot. The Blue Jays are now 7 games ahead of the Red Sox, so the AL East title is basically impossible with 11 games left. They're backing their way into the playoffs, and not caring about the presence in regards to their future is still evident. I know there's issues. I know they can't score runs. But the number one thing for me is they still care about the future instead of the present. We'll leave it there at 617-779-0985. I got to give you some of these numbers, too. And there's computer simulations regarding making the playoffs. I wanted to share all that with you as we're here until 11 o'clock tonight. We got Skaz here. I see intern Mark's here as well. We're rocking and rolling here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. We'll talk to you guys right after this.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
They have a lead right now over at Fenway Park. We'll keep you updated throughout the night. I'm now starting to watch. I almost wonder if the collapse is on. We've seen it before. In contention, collapsed. I mean, hey, at least last year they showed some promise, but tapped out before August ended. So at least like they gave us the opportunity to start Patriots season. I did have expectations for this team. But now I'm looking at it and saying, what do they have left? We'll get into the Roman Anthony thing, but Ceddanne Raphael has completely fallen off. I mentioned it. Alex Bregman, $40 million man, Mr. September, has done nothing. And honestly, I wonder if he's checked out or he's hurt. I don't know. Whatever it is, this was the guy they wanted to lean on. This was the guy that was going to help them get into the postseason. He's batting 200. Quite frankly, he kind of sucks. Not going to lie to you. And he's not that type of player. But when you lose Rowan Anthony and you lose that type of impact back, don't you think that that's the guy that would step up? It's not. I'm kind of disappointed, and I'm going to ride him the rest of the way. You make $40 million, dude. All the talk, all the changes they made, and you're batting 200. He needs to be better. Their hitting's their issue. Like, their number one issue is hitting. We've known that for a while. They've been getting pretty decent pitching. And in one-run games, sometimes you can't trust the manager or the analytics or whatever it is. But imagine if they won half or a third of the games that they lost by one run or more this year. They'd be winning the AL East. They'd be resting guys right now. Instead, they're fighting to hang on to a wild card spot. If you think about it, they've had the talent. It's just, what's the mindset of the organization? And what I'm upset about is they're still thinking of the future. They're still thinking about, we don't want this guy to hit this many innings pitching. Or, Giolito, if he gets this many innings pitched, we lose the option. Like, they think too much about what's coming next instead of the present. Where the Red Sox, of course, again, 20 years ago, everything was urgency in that day. I know times have changed. It's just hard to watch that type of baseball team or sport team. It's brutal. If it's about analytics, that makes it even worse. ESPN's computer simulation gives the Red Sox a 91% chance of making the playoffs, so it went down 2%. And yesterday, going with Greg Weissert bothered me. Yeah, he struck out Rooker, but couldn't close the door. He allowed an RBI double, the second batter he faced. He walked the third, allowed a 2-out RBI in the fourth. Like, why do they continue to go to Weissert in that spot? And what can the analytics tell us about maybe letting someone go the extra inning or the rest of the inning? Weissert took the heat. We lost that game because I can't do my job. Cora said the same thing. Guys have to do their job. So I think the message has been sent. Okay, we got that one. But if it is the analytics, shame on them. And if it's on Cora, like the fact that Cora allows that, you've seen it already. Peyton Tooley, you just saw it. Literally the same thing happened again. But let's get back to the hitting because that's the problem. And, of course, you can call in at 617-779-0985. We're on YouTube as well. Just go to youtube.com, search 98.5 The Sports Hub. We're hoping to have the Hardy Boys from TNA. They're wrestling champions, the tag team champions there. They're going to be in studio with us tonight. Matt and Jeff Hardy, you guys know them. Team Extreme, Hardy Compound. You know who they are. They'll be in studio in the 8 o'clock hour. Red Sox, last 11 games without Roman Anthony. They're 4-7. As a team, they have 376 at-bats, 8 home runs. They're averaging 3.8 runs a game. Their batting average is .245. In the previous 11 games before Roman Anthony, they were 8-3. 16 home runs, 5 runs a game, batting .289. Like, I didn't realize he, at the top of the lineup, set everything else up for everyone. Like, I didn't realize you lose him and the whole thing falls apart. Like, he's a rookie. I know he's good. But the whole thing falls apart. Like all these professional hitters all of a sudden can't be professional hitters because Roman Anthony's not in the lineup? Out. I can't buy that. So are you wearing down? Are you checked out? Is it the matchups? Is it lefties, righties? What is it? Because with all the moving and shaking they've been doing, these hitters shouldn't be tanking the way that they are. Got that info from Boston Sports Inf as well. But since the Roman injury, their OBP's 20th, 22nd in slugging, 20th in OPS. Listen to these averages. Alex Bregman, 200. Nathaniel Lowe, 161. Ceddanne Rafaela, 086. This was a guy that was an MVP candidate before the All-Star break. And when you look at their OPS, Bregman's 576, Lowe 483, Rafaela 244. I mean, I don't know how they can get Rafaela out of the lineup, but he needs a break. Guy needs a blow. I don't know what else you can do for him at this point. But I did want to share an article I read today on 985thesportshub.com from a man named Tony Maserati. Are we witnessing a Red Sox collapse? And he gets into the ages. Under 25, welcome to a team far more familiar to those that are 40 or higher. I'm not even going to smell this one. I fear collapse right now. This was a loserville for a really long time. But it's hard not to think about it. Right? 2 weeks ago, this team was rolling. They were pushing all the right buttons. The second half has been outstanding for the Red Sox, no doubt. Maybe the story of the year is Roman Anthony. And Garrett Crochet, Brian Bayo, guys like that, they've been great. You know, you might see Wilyer Abreu come back at some point. Maybe he will give them a lift. Cora, of course, deals with a lot of scrutiny, and I'm sure he just deals with the analytics to begin with. So, again, you can just give me the job. I'll handle that. I take pretty good order. But in the last 2 weeks, what have we seen from this team? And really, Cora doesn't want to talk about October. Doesn't even want to talk about it. Last 2 weeks, things haven't been great. And now I'm starting to see a team that might be collapsing. So your thoughts on that at 617-779-0985. Right now, I'll give you the update quickly in headlines in a minute here, but this is an important game tonight. I mentioned the standings. If you do look at the standings, like this thing could get really interesting. They could get passed by Cleveland or some other team. They've struggled against Detroit this season. But between Toronto, New York, and Boston, the Red Sox are 7 games back. New York's 5 games back. And with the wild card, Yankees, Houston, Boston's in there. Cleveland, 2.5. Texas, 3.5. There are tiebreakers as well. But the Red Sox, they got Oakland, Tampa Bay, Toronto, and Detroit. You need a win tonight. You got to win tomorrow. You've taken advantage of the AL East this year where they've struggled. They got to win those games. Detroit, I don't know how they're going to play it. But I do know this weekend we'll see Connolly early one more time. I don't know how they're going to work out their pitching staff the rest of the way there. But Toronto and Detroit, they get the buys. Right now it's setting up for Houston, New York, Seattle, Boston. I wonder if that's what... Could they be playing that? I don't want to give them enough credit to set that up. But of those teams, I'd rather Seattle, Boston in a matchup than the Yankees in Houston. But I always thought this team playing at home and having the home field advantage was always good. And now I don't even know what this team is. So the next few games are certainly going to dictate where the Red Sox end up in the wild card race, and even if they make the race. 617-779-0985. We'll get a quick headline here. I'm Joe Murray, and did want to look at Aaron Rodgers, his history versus Mike Vrabel defenses. We'll do all that coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Red Sox in action right now over at Fenway Park. Lucas Giolito on the mound tonight for the Sox, 2 2/3. Has given up an earned run, 2 strikeouts. I feel like it's a different vibe this week, Skaz, when it comes to the Patriots. Like after week 1, it was Drake May's not the guy, too much on his table. The defense stinks. Vrabel's not the guy. This isn't going to work out. Now they go to Miami. Da-da-da-da-da. The game happens. It was a good win. It was an exciting game. And now it's like this week, it's like, oh, well, now it's the Steelers. Oh, they stink. Oh, Aaron Rodgers, he's old. Yesterday, I haven't officially picked the Patriots yet this week because I'm 0-2 with my I'm 1-1. Sorry, this year on my Patriots predictions. I had the Raiders week 1. I had the Dolphins last week. Right now, I'm leaning the Patriots, and it's based off the betting line, not the teams, just the number. I saw somewhere that the Patriots were favored at home, and I haven't seen that. It immediately went to -1.5 Steelers. So the Steelers, I think, should be favored. Patriots can't win at home, which is something else we should probably bring up throughout the week. They need to take back home field advantage. They need to. But when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, could be his last time at Gillette Stadium. Potentially. It's been a lot of games over the years between whether it was Green Bay and him, or Green Bay and the Patriots, and now with the Jets, and then, of course, last year with the Jets, and this year with the Steelers. So Aaron Rodgers, when facing pressure this year, this is Pro Football Focus. When he's under pressure this year, he's connected on 5 of 16 passes, 31%. It's last among quarterbacks. His passer rating is 59.9. The Patriots' pass rush this year, number 1 in the league, 9 sacks. They're 12th in the league in pressure percentage. I think that's a spot where the Patriots can take advantage this week. I think we saw some good things from Christian Barmore a week ago. I think Landry's been consistent. Can they get more of a pass rush? I saw that Chason, Clevion Chason was limited. So he's actually made an impact if you look into it. But there are some numbers I wanted to give you regarding Aaron Rodgers and what he's done against Mike Vrabel defenses. And I'll tell you this, if I was betting today, I would grab the under passing yards for Aaron Rodgers. If you look at it, the last 2 games, Geno Smith threw for 365, Tua threw for 315. If Rodgers throws for over 300 yards, the Pats are getting smoked. In his 2 starts against Mike Vrabel's Titans, he's passed for 231 yards and 227 yards. Going back to December of 2021, he has passed for 300 yards only once. It was against the Dolphins. And he threw for 280 yards 6 times. And one of those games was against the Patriots last season. I think Mike Vrabel can hold Aaron Rodgers under 300 yards. But can he do it for the 3rd time in his coaching career? Or is the secondary that bad? That's going to be the test this week. Is the secondary that bad? Again, 362, 315 the first 2 games. If Rodgers goes off for over 300, it would be his second 300-yard game in nearly 4 years. Think about that stat. I'm already betting Aaron Rodgers under yards. I don't know what kind of defense we're going to get. We might. Hey, I don't even know if we'll see Christian Gonzalez out there this week. Would you bet that one, Skaz? Think about this. If he throws for 300 yards or more, it'll be literally second 300-yard game in 4 years. The guy can't throw anymore. Or at least doesn't put up big yardage games. You would think the Patriots have the advantage this week. I do. I think they're going to tackle better this week. And if Gonzalez is back, they have to be better back there. I don't know if he plays. I don't know. Maybe they use him next week against Buffalo. That might be the plan. But, oh, boy. If he throws for 300 more yards, this secondary is way worse than we thought.
If Christian is doing stuff in practice today, does that leave Sunday a possibility?
Sure.
Oh,
sure.
Am I allowed to talk about this, guys? Because the Patriots fans, they don't want to hear about this one. Hey, Mike, do you think any of this has to do with his future contract?
Sure.
Do you care if he plays this week, Mike Vrabel?
Sure.
There's something there. And I told you, I smelled that one 45 days ago. There's been a 45-day stench going on that one. But he's back now. He's happy. It's been good for him. Vrabel, sure. Oh, you know what? I actually can believe. Remember when Bill Belichick used to eat the big salad in front of Kraft? I bet you Mike Vrabel and Kraft are sitting there being like, this guy's soft tissue issues. And Kraft's like, man, I don't know if we want to give him that extension. You see that much? Like, they're probably in cahoots, those two. They need him, though. I'll say this. For this year, they need him. If there was a trade, I don't think it would be this year. I don't. But I'll tell you right now, the Patriots have to sign Christian Gonzalez. Just doesn't mean that they will. So we'll leave it there. 617-779-0985. We're here till 11 o'clock tonight. Feel free to call in on the Christian Gonzalez stuff because I've been trying to tell you guys for a little bit now. Might be something that these guys get paid no matter what. Can we just say that? They get paid no matter what. They can be out on the field and not tackle anybody. And they still get paid. Unfortunately, that's what it is in this league. Dan Orlovsky. Feel like he's a pretty good commentator, breakdown analysis guy. He spoke about Drake Maye. We'll get into that one coming up here on the other side. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.
from week 2.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Did Drake Maye look awesome as well?
I would tell you that I thought this was the best game of him as a professional.
Wow.
I thought when it comes to some of the stuff that Drake Maye did now, a little bit of his credit to Josh McDaniel, I thought they moved him a lot more. I mean, he's such a big-time athlete. They moved him, so the athleticism was a bigger part of the game and his game, and he throws so well on the run. I thought some of the ball placement throws that he had versus some decent coverage was big time, and then his ball fakes have grown a lot. This ball to Boutte is absolutely perfect on the one-on-one down the red zone. The ball to the back down the sideline. This one to Ramondre, like this ball. I don't care if the guy's in his back pocket. It's perfect, and so I think. When it comes to this, like Drake last year, there was a tremendous amount of growth in his feet in the pocket and his movement and throwing in rhythm and timing. And then this game, it was like, listen, there's a lot of remnants in this game of Ben Roethlisberger and Josh Allen and just the style of play. If you just took the jersey, there's a lot of stuff that looked like early guys of Ben Roethlisberger and Josh Allen style-wise. Big time.
Drake Maye played his best career game. I agree. I thought he was the best player on the field, too. Maye led the Patriots to a 33-27 win over the Dolphins, completing 19 of 23 for 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also had a rushing touchdown, and the game was very good. Orlovsky said, best game as a professional. Completely agree. Credited offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels for moving Maye outside the pocket to utilize his athleticism. Highlighted Maye's success as they showed footage, including a pinpoint 16-yard touchdown pass to Kayshon Boutte. He throws so well on the run, said Orlovsky. I thought some of the ball placement throws he had versus decent coverage was big time. His ball fakes have grown a lot. This throw to Boutte is absolutely perfect. He compared Maye's outing to the type of games he's seen from past and one present quarterback. Ben Roethlisberger, which I don't see. Josh Allen, maybe this play style. There's a lot of stuff that looked like early guys of Roethlisberger, Josh Allen. Big time. He was awesome. The numbers back up Orlovsky's claim. Maye playing a career game, posted his highest QB rating, QBR, since joining the Pats, 10 yards per pass attempt. And Maye will attempt to carry the momentum into Sunday's showdown versus the Steelers. I don't see Ben Roethlisberger. Believe it or not, my comp when it came to Drake Maye was Eli Manning. Nice arm. Eli wasn't slow. He wasn't a runner, though. I don't know. They just reminded me of each other. I watched a lot of Eli in college, too, at Ole Miss. He had that RPO type of offense. So it's always been my comp. The fact is, though, is Drake Maye is a runner and is an athlete. And I do think that he needs to play with athleticism to be successful. If you hold him back and make him think and read progressions, I think he'll struggle. I think we saw that in week 1. But I'm seeing this all over the league now. I know some people don't want to hear it, but running's a big part of the National Football League now as a quarterback. I mean, look at Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. Both scored touchdowns in the previous game. How about Baker Mayfield? Did you see him on Monday night? He was running around making big plays. I think the biggest issue for C.J. Stroud right now is he's not moving around. He's trying to be a pocket quarterback when he's not, and he's struggling. But you did see a lot more of Drake Maye rollouts, moving, etc. It was very evident this week. No doubt about it. I actually like Orlovsky as a analyst. I know he wasn't the best player. I know that there are memes out there about him. I made a joke about Jared Goff looking like Orlovsky last week, and then he put up 52 points. So that's on me. I take the L on that one as well, sir. But Drake Maye this week, when you think about the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? TJ Watt on one side. They still got the big boy in the middle. Jalen Ramsey on the outside. I hope they don't just continue to just go left, left, left like they did against the Raiders with Max Crosby there. Like, I hope they don't. Like, are they just going to see TJ Watt and avoid it? Are they not going to run off tackle like they should against him? I watched what the Jets did against him. They ran at him. I'm almost curious if they're going to try to blitz Drake Maye this week. And we'll get into that in a little bit here. Because there's a lot of numbers that kind of dictate that. But I am curious what's going to happen. Patriots are averaging 3.9 yards a carry this year. But what will their weak side opportunities look like? And I know Morgan Moses was on with the midday show today. And he kind of took ownership for some of the struggles he had. And, you know, he's one of those guys to me, Morgan Moses. I know his leadership's really important. He is. No doubt he's a leader. But if he's playing hurt, is he better on the field? I don't think so. It's not something I wonder about him. But if there's one thing we shouldn't talk about, the offensive line was pretty good last week. And maybe that's a part of the Dolphins being horrible on defense. And that's another thing to look into this week. Pittsburgh has playoff aspirations. But there's that ceiling, right? What are the Pittsburgh Steelers? Like, what are they? Well-coached, aging quarterback, tough group, no doubt, but do they have the skill? I don't know. I think it's a winnable game this week. I also think that I gave you those numbers on Aaron Rodgers in throwing for 300 yards. Like, if he goes for 300 yards and that defense gives it up, big problems for that secondary going forward. But who knows? I don't think we see Christian Gonzalez this week. I think they kind of give him some light work, and they have him ready to go for Buffalo. But if he's out there and practicing, why don't you just play him? And I don't know if he's the matchup on DK Metcalf. Maybe it's Austin that he's on. Maybe you put Carlton Davis on him. But if Christian Gonzalez is out there, they become more of a depth team. Something that they lack, but has been working over the last couple of games. I mentioned offensively, they had depth. Mac Hollins, depth. Right? Ramondre Stevenson, depth. They had a lot of depth pieces. Hooper made plays. Mapu on defense. So maybe Alex Austin become your nickel. Or maybe at times you can play Marcus Jones at safety, which I'm wondering if that might be a spot for him. He did it last week. Wondering if at times he can be your free safety because of his speed. All right, we'll leave it there at 617-779-0985. We're waiting the Hardy boys. We invited them in. We set them to 8 o'clock hour, so we'll see if they're here. We're going to send Mark down to go get them when they do come in. So we'll pause real quick for a station ID. We'll get your headline here. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
From the Tell Your Type Studios, WBZ FM and HD1.
It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Beasley Media Group Station.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox underway right now over at Fenway Park. They got a home run from Rob Ruffsnyder in this one. He went deep. Lucas Giolito on the mound right now. Let me give you the box score here. 2-1 Red Sox, bottom of the fourth inning. Giolito, 4 innings, 4 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, though, 74 pitches. Will they leave him in the game? Are they going to worry about his pitch count? Patriots getting ready for the Steelers this weekend. No Keon White at practice. Alex Highsmith out for the Steelers. Headlines, they are brought to you by Cape Cod Lumber and CCL Homescapes, 100% employee-owned. Your go-to independent lumber yard. Partner with CCL and CCL Homescapes for all your building needs. Right in Abington. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update soon.
No matter where you go, you're always connected to Boston sports with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app. Download it wherever you get your apps today.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Sammy P made it in there?
That's right.
Wow. Sounds like it's going to be a good time.
Was that jealousy you did right there?
No,
Okay.
it's not. No,
I was going to say, Joe,
no,
you,
what
have
you
an,
heard.
you have an open invite to everything.
I know, but
anything.
what you heard there was interest.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I was
I
going to
was
say,
thinking-
you have an open invite. You just show up and you got a mic. You don't
Listen,
have to. You don't have to.
I'm aware that I could show up and say hello. Me and Southie, though, has been a long time. It's changed over there, though, right?
Is that like it's dangerous now?
No,
like,
no,
in
no.
terms
It's
of, like-
undangerous.
No, I meant like dangerous in terms of like.
The Vivas will be rolling.
There you go. That's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
The Vivas will be flowing.
That's right. For those who don't drink, they're Vives, like me. So I'll be drinking lots of Avives. They'll be flowing.
Aviv, is that like their? Is that theirs?
So they're non-alcoholic
I didn't know that.
version. Yeah, Aviv, which is Viva backwards. Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, so that's what I drink.
I just saw a Aviva sign on the Nesson broadcast.
That's all right.
Hey, are they collapsing, the Red Sox?
I wouldn't go that far. I would say they're not doing great. Obviously, I would say collapse is a little too strong. But they're not killing it. They're not crushing it.
Should I be crushing Alex Bregman the way that I have been?
I mean, I think it's a fair criticism, right, that everyone talks about him as such a leader and a big, important part of this team, and when the team is really scuffling, he isn't really showing up much. I do think that's a fair criticism.
He makes $40 million a year.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Alex
again,
Bregman goes down and he's turtle.
You need him to kind of show up right now. They're struggling a little bit. You need your guy, and he is. You traded Ralphie Devers. He's the guy.
Do you know who the most consistent players have been? Ref Snyder and Gonzalez.
Roman Anthony probably too.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm going last 11 games
Yeah.
since
That's fair.
him. But everybody else, actually, Trevor Story's been really consistent.
Roman Gonzalez kind of sucked last night.
Yeah.
He kind of blew the game last night. He was not good in important situations, but for the most part, I'd say that's fair.
They're backing their way in. I don't like it.
I agree. But honestly, backing your way in kind of has a historically decent way of working out.
Oh, really?
The last 20
You
years.
mean in baseball or
Yeah, in
all
baseball.
sports?
No, baseball.
Okay.
Baseball specifically.
No, because I've watched teams take rest at the end of the year, like the Bruins, and they get bounced in the first round.
Very fair. They
not to cross sports.
They started the Florida Panthers, did they not? They started like the run for Florida. That they were heavily favored in that first
when they
round
make the
series.
30 for 30 of the Florida Panthers, it's going to be about the Boston Bruins being the greatest team in single season history getting beat.
And not just beat, they got relatively smoked in that series.
They got smoked, outcoached, and they played without Bergeron. And then when they put Bergeron back, they lost every single
Didn't
game.
matter. Yeah, it didn't matter.
We can do that another night.
Yeah, another night. That's another night.
that was called. See, this is what the feelings of collapse are.
I don't think we're there. I'm not there yet at all. I still have some faith in this team. I'm not a Cora guy at all anymore, but I still have some faith in this team. I still think they're good enough to back their way in. And, once you're in, man. Anything can happen, especially in baseball. And they have the pitching to make it work.
All right, well, I'm just going to continue to crush Bregman because he makes $40 million.
Okay. That's
That's really it. I actually kind of like him. He makes $40 million. He's not hitting, and that's what we used to do back in the 2000s.
I hope you enjoy him because my honest opinion is he's gone.
Yeah, I do too because of Scott Boras.
Well, no, not Scott. No, it's because of the Red Sox ownership. They don't spend.
Oh.
We're back to the not.
You mean he signed with the team thinking that they would invest in it, and they didn't?
Well, I think that he signed with the team expecting, or I think ownership had some very clear plans that once Alex Bregman had signed, I think there was already some sort of initiative in the back end to try and push out Ralphie Devers, right? Doesn't that? I think that makes sense. They signed Crochet. They signed Bregman, and how do they make up for the money they spent? They trade Ralphie Devers.
Oh yeah,
that's my opinion, and it's not a popular one.
Did you watch Liverpool today?
I did not watch Liverpool. I watched Arsenal yesterday.
That was me trying to spin you up right there, just talking about
I
Liverpool.
get it. No, again, we've talked about that enough. I think that's fair. Again, they will buy billions of dollars worth of players for Liverpool. They will not buy anyone for the Red Sox. But I will say this: the Liverpool revenue is spent on the Liverpool players. The problem is that there is also a direct correlation to buying Liverpool and not spending on the Red Sox. So you kind of have to talk about it hand in hand. I don't know why that happens to be the case, but there is a direct correlation at this point. It's proven.
Okay. You mentioned something to me regarding the Patriots and the betting line this week.
Yes.
I was on post game, so again, when I got the line, it was from DraftKings, and it was probably 90 minutes after the game. So
Sure.
I saw 1.5. What was it?
Yeah,
1.5 Steelers.
I got to be careful about how I say this. The places that take more money open the Patriots as a favorite. How about that? I think is that a better way to put it? So we don't
Like what did Circa or one of these big
Circa
books?
open Steelers +1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tend to agree with Circa because they're that giant casino across from the New dispensary out in Vegas, which is fantastic if you haven't been out there.
Right on Fremont, yes.
That's right. It's got a nice little consumption lounge upstairs too.
Have you been there?
Yeah, New. Yeah, when I went for Mania. But I went there and then I went to the consumption lounge and all I could see was Circa across the street.
Did you go to Barry's, by the way, the steakhouse?
No, I heard it was great. You know where I ended up?
You go out there, you got to go.
I'll tell you where I went. I'll look it up during the break. It was amazing.
Andiamo and Barry is my 1-2 out there. You can't beat them. I love
Cleaver
Andiamo.
is where I went.
Cleaver. Okay, yeah, good. Yeah, good.
Awesome.
Very good. Very
great.
Good. Doesn't quite make my top 3, but it's close.
So it's funny. Other people said you got to go to Barry's. Got to go to Barry's.
Berries, and Andiamo would be are my 1 and 2. I'm sure a lot of people don't love Andiamo, but I have had a phenomenal experience.
The Bacchanal had a great Caesar's brunch.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Did you?
They time limited me.
Really?
90 minutes.
You did the buffet and they time limited
90 minutes. I felt rushed.
Dude, that's absurd. I went there for a bachelor party a couple years ago, and I say we were there for 4+ hours. I mean it. It was a lot of fun. Just sitting, because by the way, back then you used to be able to drink in the in the buffet
wherever you wanted. Yeah, they were offering mimosas, but again, 90-minute.
Well, what time did you go?
Went for Easter brunch.
Okay, holiday might be a little bit different. I understand, but I also understand the feeling of being rushed.
I don't want to be rushed when I eat.
Fair enough. I
like to moan.
As a larger gentleman, I completely agree with the moaning.
I like to moan. So I think I was against the Patriots last week.
Okay, I was too.
I was with the Raiders week 1.
Yep.
I'm 1-1 this year.
Me too.
So I feel as though the Patriots, not because of the win last week, nothing to do with the win.
Yep.
Nothing to do with it. They're underdogs at home against a team that just has given up multiple sacks. They can't stop the run.
Highest explosive play rate allowed right now in the league.
And I just think that I don't think Gonzalez plays.
I would be stunned if he plays.
Okay.
You don't practice for 8 weeks, and then you're going to jump into a game against that offense? That feels criminal. I would be very concerned if he played, honestly. And from the comments of Curran and all those other guys who have it makes it seem like that feels unrealistic. Even though he was back at practice and quote did some things today, I would feel concerned if he played.
Just so you know, I bet a lot of recency bias last week. The one that got me was the Lions.
You bet the Lions or the Bears?
No, the Bears.
Yeah, I actually love the Lions on the opener. Missed the opener, and then took the Bears at 7, like even money, and feel incredibly stupid for doing it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Everything else kind of lined up with.
I lost Miami and I lost Chicago. I hit every single one of my other NFL bets. I hit.
The other one I missed was I had the Texans, but I know it was a late. It was a late.
I did have the Texans. I forgot.
But
about
it was
that.
a late.
That's about
9 seconds left.
No,
it's a loss.
A loss is a loss. I had Seattle in the money line. I had Atlanta in the money line. I had the Colts over. I had the Colts. I had one other game too. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but. Is what it is. Oh, no, that was Seattle. I can't remember. There was one other game I had too. Oh, Carolina. Carolina was the other one.
Oh, I had them. They covered.
Yeah, backdoor. Backdoor. So I kind of said, okay, well, they backdoored that game. I can't get too upset about the Texans game.
I got beat by the hook on Ohio State.
Interesting. What did you have in that?
3.5.
No, you mean Georgia.
I had Georgia. What did I say?
Ohio State. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I gave out 3.5. Most of my equity was at 3, so About 70%
It was 4.
33.
It was 4, and when I went down to 3.5,
Some of us may have bet 6. Me.
Oh boy!
Yeah, near the opener.
Well, if they didn't miss field
I made
goals.
the game 7. I'm way too low on Tennessee. It's just my number on Tennessee was bad, and market agreed that my number was bad, and their offense is better than I thought.
I know we're all over the place right
Yeah.
now, but who's the most disappointing team in college football right now? Is it Notre Dame?
Liberty
All right,
football. I know, and not mainstream, but they were widely expected to easily win CUSA, and they are awful.
And the
I
former
mean, they're
Coastal
awful.
Carolina coach
Jamie
is their
Chadwell,
coach, right? Yeah.
and he was widely expected to be like up for like the next big, Power 4 coaching job, and he has sucked so much he might get fired because Liberty is a team with a lot of money, and they might end up firing him, Joe, and he may end up having to go back to Coastal Carolina, which I think is honestly a rather good fit for him because Coastal is a disaster. I don't know if you've watched them the last couple of weeks. They are arguably one of the worst teams in Division I right
Sad.
now. Yeah, it is.
It's a sad thing.
But you wanted to go back to the Patriots, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I have an interesting thought for you. Okay, how good was Drake Maye last week? You think,
I thought he was the best player on the field.
in terms of the NFL, where would you have Drake Maye ranked in terms of quarterback play last week?
Where would I saw a list that had him at 18.
No, 18th at last week.
No, that of all the quarterbacks.
No, I'm just saying about his performance last
I
week.
think he had did he have a top 5 performance?
I had him at number 1.
Okay.
I had him as the best quarterback performance in the NFL.
Really?
Better than Goff, because I thought Goff had just wide open guys, and I thought Maye was.
And he could lean on his running game a little more.
And I've been super critical of Maye. You know that.
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
Maye was almost perfect. And they needed a crazy Antonio Gibson return coming off the return that they gave up. They needed Achane to step out of bounds, and they needed basically Tua to be awful. And so here's kind of my overall thought process, especially after the Raiders game. We watched the Raiders. How bad was Vegas against LA? They looked disheveled.
I'm questioning the Patriots at losing to the Raiders.
So here's kind of where I'm going with it, and I think this is why you see the market moving the way it's moving. The Patriots likely, I'd say that game was about 50-50. Is that a fair way to say? They pulled out a 50-50 game?
50-50, yes.
Okay. Where do you think Miami is in terms of talent now? Because I think I was also too high on Miami.
I think Miami's got more talent than the Raiders.
Okay, I think they're probably bottom 3 in the NFL. I think they might be the worst. I think they're bottom 3.
They were ranked
They have
32nd last week.
They have talent, but I don't think it's.
They've checked out.
Yeah, I think it's
There
very.
are guys that are like they love not paying the income tax.
And they still almost won. And then the Raiders
They
came
were a
in.
toe away.
Right. And Raiders came into Foxborough and they beat you, and then they looked like that versus LA. So here's kind of my premise right now, Joe. Even though they beat the Miami, how good is that win? Okay, so that now you have to think about it, because I had Drake Maye almost perfect last week. I mean, I thought he was legitimately, that's the best NFL game I've ever seen him play.
I don't think you're poo-pooing a victory. I think you're poo-pooing the value of beating the worst team in the league.
Well, yes and no. I don't want to take a win's a win. Like you beat a team in the NFL, you deserve the W. I'm talking about looking forward and looking towards the future.
Yeah,
right?
looking forward, Steelers are way ahead of the Dolphins.
Okay,
And probably the Patriots for that matter.
So the Steelers' defense is horrendous. Right now, they're giving up the highest explosive play rate against for any defense in the NFL. However, the Patriots are 30th. They're not much better. The Steelers' defensive line has been horrendous. You can run the ball all over them, which is what teams have been doing. My concern, again, and I disagree with a lot of people last week, I thought once again Josh McDaniels was really bad in the second half. Where did he call screens on the most obvious situations? Miami had talked about in that earlier that week, Joe. Hey, we got to stop the screen. We got to make sure we're ready for it. They knew it was coming, and they still couldn't stop it. But that's when that's my concern about McDaniels. Like, you know exactly what he's going to call in that situation. A better team and a better coach team, too, probably makes that stop at least one of those 2 times. I just was again, I thought Drake Maye was phenomenal given the fact that he had to deal with that. Look at the ADOT last week, Joe. It is Maye's lowest ADOT of his career, which is, again, average depth of target, which means he's throwing shorter than he's ever thrown in his NFL career. He had one throw over 20 yards. and that was the Ramondre Stevenson, which I'm going to give him credit on the throw. I think it's a better catch than a throw.
Do you know it was designed for Travion Henderson?
Yes, I do. And that's also a big concern.
You know what's a concern for me? Is against the Raiders, Max Crosby's over here. Everything they did was left.
Yep.
Are they going to do that with TJ Watt and Ramsey?
That's kind of what I think, too, is they're going to go left. And I thought Jared Wilson was really, really good last week. I thought he was significantly better than Campbell. Campbell was good, but Wilson was by far their best offensive lineman, I thought, last week. Are you expecting a repeat performance of that against Cam Hayward?
Ooh, boy, no.
I'm not either.
And Bradbury's had clean games. His snap sucks.
Bradbury is not a good player, guys. And
I know.
This week it's not going to show up. This week it's not going to show up because you're facing, in my opinion, Benton is maybe the worst nose tackle I've ever seen. He's real bad, man.
Well, they're hurt all over too.
Yeah, their whole defensive line's That's why
Derek Harmon, their first round pick, Alex Highsmith, who's still a rusher.
Highsmith's a good defensive lineman. He's out.
And then Elliott, their safety, Joey Porter Jr.
I'm not worried about the Porter Jr. stuff. I don't think he was as good as everyone hyped.
Could this be the Jack Sawyer game?
So I think this is more of a maybe a revenge game for one Mr. Peppers.
Jabril Peppers.
I think.
And Juwan Bentley.
So Juwan Bentley.
He's on the practice squad.
Well, okay, but do you think Bentley is going to be called up for the game? I do.
Yeah, he's completely healthy.
They can't stop the run.
He hasn't.
So what? They're going to use Bentley on first and second down, and then you use Peppers around the line. And I think the way that those guys know this system, because I know it's obviously different than what Bentley is used to, but nonetheless, it's similar enough in terms of what they're running offensively. He knows Josh McDaniels, you know what I mean? So I do think that there's kind of a couple interesting angles there. I lean Pittsburgh. I have not bet it yet. I lean Pittsburgh. I bet the over in this game. I bet over 43.5, over 44, over 44.5. I made the number 46.
I'm on the over.
Yeah. So to me, I do think it's going to be a bit of a ball control game. But again, the explosive play rate that these two teams are allowing is rather astonishing. And I do think we'll see some turnovers in this one. And here's my other thing. I don't expect Drake Maye to be as good as he was in that game. That was his best NFL game to date.
Will they allow him to be athletic?
They didn't last week. I don't think they're doing a good job of letting Drake Maye.
I think, he had some throws on the run. He had a nice little run around the red zone.
Yep. So, but again,
and the touchdown.
But were those designed?
No.
So they're not really designing anything.
Maybe
for him.
A rollout to Mac Hollins on the goal line.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. That was a very nice play, and also he was.
And Hollins, he's out there. They think he's going to block, and instead,
it was a nice play.
Nice design play.
Nice design play. That was a good design play by Josh. I give him credit for that one.
But again, minimally, yes, they didn't have him use his athletic.
They're not using him. And again, he had the lowest ADOT of his entire NFL career last week. He's not throwing it deep. The only guy in the entire league who had a lower ADOT last week, Joe, my guy, Bo Nix, who was, I thought, phenomenal in the same way that Drake Maye was phenomenal. Just took everything the defense gave him underneath and just dominated the game. I thought he was great. He had one bad throw in that game. Outside that, I thought Nix was great. I thought Maye was great. You know who sucked again? Paints and nails, Caleb Williams. Not good. Just not. And
we're back to him again?
Not good, dude. Not good.
I said this to Skaz. I don't think you can bench him yet because you'll lose him.
No, you can't
But
bench him.
there was somebody recently said you have to give somebody 13 weeks or 16 weeks. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
You need to give somebody a certain amount of weeks. How many more weeks can you give Caleb Williams?
Number one pick, you brought in a new coordinator for him, or new head coach, but he's the coordinator. You know what I mean? You have to give him, I'd say minimum, you have to give him 10 weeks, minimum. And I think he's got to be more comfortable in the offense, etc. Did you watch Tyson Bagent when he came in?
I think he is what he is.
Dude.
But he's like Brian Hoyer.
Dude, I think Bajan's a starter in the NFL.
I think he's like, I was going to say, I think he's Brian Hoyer.
I think he's better than Hoyer. I think Bajan's
remember when he started
starter.
before they drafted him?
Yeah. They won some games.
The preseason, they loved him. Remember, he had some really big plays.
Yeah, they won some. I kind of think Tyson Bajan is right now better than Caleb Williams. Long term, obviously, there's no question who has the more potential, but like Bajan's better than Caleb Williams right now. It's very obvious. Like, so I don't know. I don't know what you do. There's no winning in that situation.
What about my Steelers take? Not my Steelers, my Chiefs take.
They look bad. They look really bad. I bet that I gave him out on Twitter. This has already been posted, whatever. I gave him out 5.5 this week. I think this is a good week for them. They're facing a team, again, defensively, who really struggles. Offensively, I know what they did to Dallas last week. You can't replicate what they did to Dallas because Dallas right now has some real issues in the secondary. They can't cover anyone, with the injuries to their secondary. Kansas City, again, regardless of how you feel about them, I thought they were pretty good defensively last week. They only allowed 20 points. They were very good against Barkley.
I didn't think they sucked. It's just Kelsey dropped the ball in the end zone.
So that's kind of the difference of the game, right? I think you can make an argument, kind of the same thing in the
Eagles.
Patriots
The
game.
Eagles, and that's why Chris Jones was talking smack to Hurts because, hey, like we held you guys, we did our job, and he's like, well, we won the game, and it's like, well, that defense did their job that day.
I agree, and I don't think the issue right now is the defense, and I do think this is probably a pretty good offensive situation for Kansas City to get, maybe not at rolling, but to get something there. It sounds like Worthy is going to play next week as well, which is a really big, important addition to what they want to do, even if he's not 100% healthy. But, having him back is massive for them. I just think that it's a really bad situation for the Giants, especially coming off overtime against that team, blew that game. Russell Wilson's played as well as he's played in 3 years, and they still lost that game. Like, I don't know. Good spot for New York, in my opinion. Or it's a good spot for Kansas City, in my opinion, excuse me. Meanwhile, the Red Sox just imploded, so you should be very happy about that.
Well, Dan, we talked about Caleb Williams and the Chiefs, and everything went to crap.
There you go. My fault.
No, it's not. I don't blame you. There was one last thing I was going to ask you before you go here. Who is the best team in college football?
Ooh, yeah, dude. I'm having a really hard time coming up with the best team. I think right now it's Ohio State. I didn't love the way I watched Sayan play last week. I didn't love it at all. But arguably, who is good in college football right now? No one. Like, Georgia's defense looks terrible. Notre Dame absolutely sucks. Clemson's a disaster. Tennessee is good, not great. Still can't beat Georgia at home. Like, they're not in that conversation. Like, who do you have in that conversation that's like, oh, they're elite? Everyone's talking about Oregon. Oregon kind of struggled in that first half against Northwestern, who, I'm sorry, just got ripped apart by Tulane. Like, you shouldn't be celebrating what Oregon did last week. Someone was like, oh, I have Oregon as the highest rated power team. I was like, you're absolutely insane. Penn State, I guess, Joe, like, you could probably consider them. They haven't played anybody. Hard to know exactly what they have been. And the teams they have played, they haven't looked, anything good offensively. They haven't been impressive whatsoever. I would tell you, I don't know. It's probably Ohio State based upon the fact that you know what you're going to get out of them defensively. I'll tell you this, though. I watched the Texas UTEP game because I did have some sort of investment on some sort of something in that game. Dude, Arch Manning is broken. And do
you think it was Matt Patricia that broke him?
No. He's either injured or he's either injured with the shoulder or he has basically just got into such bad habits with his throwing motions. He does.
Know what I see? When he can't find a hole or a pocket to run,
he panics.
He then can't. Yeah, it's kind of like he panics then to runs, but then when that's not there, he doesn't know what to do.
Dude, he's like a one-read college quarterback. Honestly, someone, again, a very, very, very good originator, way better than I am, told me he has Arch as right now a bottom 3 Power 4 quarterback in college, and I don't disagree with the way he's playing. He was awful against UTEP, man. 4 turnover-worthy plays against UTEP. That is not a good defense at all.
What's the game of the week this week? Is it Miami?
Miami, Florida's good.
Early on, nooner, there's Utah and
Texas Tech. Indiana, Illinois is like one of the big ones.
I kind of like the Illinois quarterback.
You do? You like him?
Do I think he's a pro? Probably not.
Again, the kid that Indiana brought in from Cal can really play.
So Altmaier is the kid from Illinois.
Yeah. So I would just watch what Indiana does this week. They might be better than people think, and we're going to find out in 2 weeks.
You're talking about Mendoza?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Fernando Mendoza. Sorry. Yeah, from Cal. Sorry, I thought I said his name.
No, he's got 9 touchdowns already.
Well, again, they played.
Do you have his brother Alberto? Is the Are they two different people? Like brother, the backup is Alberto Mendoza.
I don't think it's his brother. I could be wrong.
Reminds me of the Martinez's.
Yes.
How many times did they play?
Yes, too many Martinez's for.
All right,
but yeah,
you got to go do your podcast.
I do,
right?
but I'll say this: this week, if you want. By the way, I have one more thing to say.
All right, go ahead.
How's Bill O'Brien doing? All the BC fans. How did Bill O'Brien and those BC Eagles look against the worst team in the Power Four? Oh, the worst team in the Power Four. That would be Stanford. You went on the road, up 11 at half. Nope, just kidding. You were tied at half because you fumbled.
The guy that was
pick
chirping
six?
us?
Yeah, and then you lost.
Haven't seen him this week.
You lost outright as a 14-point favorite. They've been very quiet this week.
They had a 17-point lead. They had a 17-point lead in the second quarter.
They were about.
They lost.
Yep. They bad team, bad coaching, bad team.
What's worse than suspect? Suck?
Booty.
Oh yeah, Dan. We have a new segment that we're doing now on the night show. Soft or
O'Brien?
Smelly?
Okay.
Was that what it was? Soft or smelly?
Soft or smelly?
What is Bill O'Brien? Soft or smelly? He's smelly.
Yeah.
He is
extremely
smelly.
Yeah, he's not good. Tried to tell people. Everyone got way too excited about this kid against facing Sparty. By the way, Sparty just an 18.5-point dog to USC this week. Not exactly a primetime Big Ten team there, guys. Relax.
All right, he's Dan Lifshats, everybody. I just happened to see him walking the hallway, and I said, why don't you sit with us? And I would like to have you on weekly, Dan. So, with the Bruins games coming up and all this stuff.
We'll figure it out.
There's a Bruins game next Tuesday.
Dude, I can't believe that hockey's already started and basketball's right around the corner. Crazy.
Basketball the media day is the 29th.
Not in college basketball. I mean, there's a.
Oh, I'm not ready for college basketball.
Everything's about to get real busy.
Oh, boy.
Real busy.
Get your bankrolls ready. All right, we'll hit the break. He's Dan Lifshats, Boston Handicappers Network, and they will be making an appearance at Stats in Southie this week. I believe it all kicks off around 11 o'clock.
11 a.m.
Are you guys like the new, hey, what do you think of the Barstool show?
Which one?
The one that's on
Fox Sports.
It's on YouTube. No, the one that's on YouTube. It's like Casey Smith.
Yeah, I like it. Definitely entertaining. I think they do a good job. It's just I want more in-depth stuff if I'm
you're not going to them for analysis.
No. But they're funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually saw the Iowa State game.
They're way funnier than I am. So yeah.
They had who's the wrestling guy there? He does football betting too.
No idea.
Brandon Walker.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Him, Portnoy, Big Cat.
Yep.
And I think Casey.
Yeah, well, they were out there.
And then they got a dude in the stands.
Well, they were at the A&M game against Notre Dame because she's an A&M fan.
That's right.
Yeah.
She was here for a bit, right? Yeah.
She
NBC.
was at Comcast?
No, whatever it was.
Yeah, whatever. NBC. Yeah, now NBC, yeah.
I kind of like that show. I feel like that's, like I said, you guys going to Stats on a Saturday.
It's a good pregame show.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, is here, there used to be bars like the baseball tavern used to have.
Good one.
I went one night. And Wisconsin scored 70 points, and everyone that went did push-ups after every single touchdown.
And then they hired Luke Fickell, and they forgot how to score.
That's right.
Yeah.
They did. That's a true story.
That is a true story.
All right, he's
Great
Dan
hire.
Lifshats. Go check him out. Stats, 11 a.m. in their podcast, Boston Handicappers Network. We'll take a break. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Well, promoted the guest guys, and they didn't come in. Maybe it was 8:00 Central Time or 8:00 Pacific Time.
Who did this to us last time? I was trying to remember. We've been stood up before, Joe.
Listen, I've been doing this for okay, want to hear a story?
I like stories.
Years ago, okay, I met Sean Thornton at the Beckett Bowl. The Beckett Bowl was an event at Mix 360 in Malden. Okay, guys? So just imagine the event that was. This had to be Beckett Bowl, so what it was, 08 maybe? 2008. Okay, I'm sound old now. I literally hung out with Sean Thornton the entire night. He just came here from Anaheim. I barely knew who he was. He wasn't the Sean Thornton tough guy or the guy that was in the movie Ted. You know what I'm saying? And hung out with him all night long, and then I was like, dude, you got to come on my show. I do this show. It's called The Sports Blast. Like, I'm on early in the morning, so you're gonna have to get up. So I booked it for 7:25 in the morning, and he was like, man, that's early. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I promoted it, and at the time, our competitor saw my post about Sean Thornton coming on the show. And when Sean woke up, he got a call from a producer at 7:25, and Sean went on with them and not me. When I called Sean, I went, dude, what happened? He goes, somebody called me. I just went right on. Our competitor snitched me out to get the guest. Now, granted, I was working on a small AM radio station at the time. I was just Joey Murr from the Sports Blast. Who's that guy, right? That happened. And I keep receipts, damn it. You know who you are. Happened to me. So I learned the hard way.
We had another one recently, too. I can't remember.
This one, though, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
Sure.
Maybe things just got lost in the shuffle. But I will say this.
Sure.
Lot going on.
Sure.
Was it Ice Cube? Supposed to come on the night show? Was on the morning show? I can't remember. Was that one?
No.
Very competitive markets, guys.
He gives us his time.
Friend of the show.
No, someone was supposed to be here, I believe. It was over the summer, I think. It'll come to me eventually, probably in a week or two, but we'll get there.
Yeah. Oh, I think I know who. This is ringing a bell right now.
Yeah.
Listen, it happens. It's the business. Who knows? Maybe it's 9 o'clock hour.
Sure.
Oh, major market radio show. But I was telling Mark, who's our intern, if you're going to learn a lesson in life, sir, you can take anything away from this business. If you have a guest, surprise everybody.
I think we said we were going to do that after the last time.
Yeah.
I think we did have that conversation.
Well, I will tell you this. Confirmed twice. 2 different sources. So, we'll work on it. We'll make it happen. I'm sure we will make it happen. Let's make in or out happen.
Sure.
We'll do that next year on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
What's it gonna be, McFly? Are you in or out?
You're listening to Joe. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening to Joe.
whistle.
Are you in or out? Gotta know without a doubt. I'm the one you need for a dirty deed. I'm the best. Success is guaranteed.
What is your title?
I think technically on the HR side of things, it's board operator.
So you're listed as a board operator when it comes to position.
I believe so.
I would call you the director of digital communications.
Director of digital
I like that. That sounds good.
It sounds good on a resume.
What do you think?
I think on my resume I put digital content producer just to get the message across. That write articles,
digital content producer,
do videos. Because when you put board operator, sometimes that can be a multitude.
You're more than a board. Listen, a board operator pushes buttons.
I do that. I mean,
no. Listen, no. I came up in this business. I was a producer first, not a button pusher. I wanted to produce, so I pushed buttons and I produced. Now, there were board operators, people who just potted up and turned off. Or like, hey, will you play this CD? And you'd pop the CD in and pot it up and walk away. Those are button pushers. Those are board operators.
Like a technical director in a TV setting.
Yeah, like some guys were board operators in this. Dan Lifshotz was a board operator at one point in his life, and then he became a producer. George, board operator, now producer.
Now we have Wide Orbit.
Now we have a whole thing that we can do. So digital communications manager?
I'm not a manager, though. That makes you seem like I...
Yeah, but when I do sales, I'm an account manager. Does that mean I'm a manager?
Oh, it means you manage
I manage my book.
Sure.
Must have been Central Time. All right, let's do this quick. What do we got?
All right, a quick version of in or out. There's strong support within the New York Knicks organization to retire Carmelo Anthony's number. Are we in or out?
Out. Actually, in.
On Carmelo getting his number retired.
In. He should get his number retired.
I'm in solely because the Knicks are one of those poverty franchises. It seems like, at least in my life. So I'm in because, I mean, when you think of the Knicks in my age, it's Carmelo Anthony. There's no one else. No one else comes to mind.
Next.
All right, this from our very own Jake Seymour pointed this out to me while the show was going on. The NCAA is eliminating the spring transfer portal window and shifting to a single portal window. Are we in or out on the elimination of the spring transfer portal window?
In. Like, the dude from BYU went to Tulane, has been there for 5 weeks, and has won 3 games.
Yeah, but the problem with the spring portal...
He also got in trouble and was allowed to do it. Yeah, spring's way before that. I get it.
Well, the BYU situation was because he broke code of conduct at BYU, and he didn't break an NCAA. Like, he didn't have an NCAA infraction against him.
Yeah.
It was just a code of conduct at the school. I'm out on the NCAA getting rid of the spring portal. You need it because there's so many things that change. So many guys come into the program now that you need the player movement in the spring.
Okay. Next.
This from Yahoo Sports earlier today. Stephen A. Smith is approaching making $40 million a year. Are we in or out?
Dude, I heard he makes also more money in Sirius Radio, too.
I think that's part of it.
He should not be making $60 million. He makes more money than LeBron. That's a flex.
I'm in. I'm not going to dump on a guy getting his bag. Come on. Go secure your bag, Stephen A. Smith.
Get that money.
Yeah, absolutely. You only live once in this life.
Joe, you'd be doing the same thing.
Oh, I told you I'd be on an island with a little umbrella drink.
The Joe Island.
Joe Island, that's what it would be called.
Colin Cowherd, as he does often, making some claims earlier today. His newest, that Jim Harbaugh is the greatest coach of all time because he's never failed anywhere he's been. He's been successful at every stop, NFL and college. I believe San Diego State to Stanford to the 49ers, Michigan, and now the Chargers. Gentlemen, are we in or out on Jim Harbaugh being the greatest coach of all time?
Out.
I mean, I respect the take, but out.
I would say Bill Walsh, Bill Belichick.
I got to put Nick Saban in there.
Is this football only?
Football.
That's what Colin Cowherd's going with, right?
Football.
It's everything.
Okay. Saban never won in the NFL level. Well, was successful, but
he was so successful at Alabama that you got to put him on there.
Yeah. Okay.
I think.
All right.
This one may be very apropos for our next guest, but CM Punk said he thinks WrestlePalooza is a dumb name. He doesn't like the name of the event that's taking place this weekend. Joe Murray, Jake, are we in or out on WrestlePalooza?
Fine.
I think it's fine. I mean, I don't know what the event is.
What are we going to do? Hell in a Cell again, or one of these other
I
ones?
like Hell in a Cell.
The problem is they're all copyrighted, so it's hard to... Uh-oh. Does he know how to get down there? This could be fun. I did show him how to do it.
I got faith in him.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure these elevators are weird.
Okay.
But what happened a few weeks ago?
What happened? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, these elevators are kind of weird.
How did I forget that
That's why
happened
I don't use
that
the
night?
gold elevator.
on fire.
I use the silver elevator.
Can you believe we still had a show that night?
That was a good show.
How long did the alarm go on? Because I left at like
40 minutes.
40 minutes. That alarm kept going on.
Did you see me snapping? I was snapping outside.
No, I didn't.
I was long snapping to people. Yes, I was teaching people how to snap a football. Oh yeah, it was good.
I was with Mads and Carabas. We were doing baseball swings.
That's what it was, the baseball swings.
You put us on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those are great. Who do I think will be seen as last opponent? Maybe I'll ask the Hardy Boys when they arrive.
Yes, please. But we will end with this one tonight as we're anxiously awaiting our next guest. One of, I believe, Nick Khan. I'm not sure. I always mix
Nick
them up.
is TKO. Yes.
All right.
Yep. Which is
someone
WWE.
said WWE is going to be in Italy in
Yes.
2026.
Yep,
Are we in or out on WWE in Italy?
But here's the deal. I'm going to say this right now. WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, I just think it's going to be for people of Saudi Arabia. I don't think it's going to be for people of the United States.
Yeah, I'm in. Grow the event, grow the sport. I totally.
No, that's what they're trying to be like.
Like for Italy. I mean, I don't know about.
At some
the
point,
Saudi stuff.
WWE is going to be priced out. This is why we're doing TNA and these other events tonight. So.
What's going to happen? Is WWE doing the one at the White House, or is that UFC that's doing that? They're doing.
I think UFC.
Is it UFC?
Yeah.
So I know
fight
they're very different things, by the way. Like people are probably going to get aggravated that I compare the two. I know they're very different things, but in my head, they all kind of just become one. Because I'm not a wrestling guy. I'm not a UFC guy. Never have been. And they just kind of in my head, it's just one big sport with a bunch of different leagues. And sorry that offends anybody, but that's how I see it.
I didn't think you offended anyone.
No, but I just think there are people. Oh, do you think the WWE and the UFC are the exact same thing, man?
Well, they're the same owner. They are.
Yeah,
They're the same umbrella.
They're gonna say the technicalities, man. It's different.
It's the same umbrella. They're owned by the same owner. If you watch a UFC fight, you'll see wrestling people. If you go to a wrestling event, you'll see UFC people. They're owned by the same company.
Maybe I'm overreacting then.
They're owned. Oh, okay.
I just feel like that would be people that would say something like that because the UFC people are usually very hardcore about the sport and defensive about it, which is okay. Like I'm nothing against that.
I've learned in life people with a lot of money have a lot of political opinions that I don't care about because ignorance is bliss for me. Anything else?
That is going to wrap up a Wednesday night edition of In or Out.
He's Jake Seymour. He's our mediator. Oh,
I'll put that on the resume, too.
Yeah, put that one. Street Team Joe's coming in tomorrow night. You see, he's already ready. He's got some candy for us to try. It's that Reese's peanut butter PC.
Oh, the M&M, like Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, that thing. He wants to try it. What happened to the Red Sox game?
Looks like it's 4-3 right now. Bottom of the 6th, 2 outs. Man on first.
Do you think we're going to lose Mark, the intern?
I believe in Mark.
I'll go find him.
I call him Mark from Curry now.
You did it for all your interns or just like callers? And Mark from Curry.
Is Tyler Milliken the lead Curry guy?
He is the pipeline.
I think so. I mean, Milliken was the only person I've known who went to Curry.
I mean, I know people who went to Curry, but you got to listen to Mark's video from last night. He mentions a quarterback's name very interestingly. Milliken, though, has raised the bar for Curry kids. He is the Roman Anthony of Curry College.
Setting new examples, new strides, raising the bar. Shout out Milliken. Isn't it Section 10 night?
I was going to say, Section 10 night at Fenway?
I'm sure he's having a good time. I hope he is at least.
Our next guest will be throwing out the first pitch tomorrow night. Did you know that?
Hopefully tonight he's on the Joe Show.
We can only wish Jake Seymour.
Be hopeful.
What do you think?
Sure.
What do you think about Christian Gonzalez? You think he's going to be out there this week?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I said this when it happened. He's a hamstring injury. These are the worst possible injuries. I don't think it's a contract hold. I think it's a legit injury. So he's going to miss. That takes a lot of time to do that, even for professional athletes. So I think Gonzalez is going to be out for at least a few more weeks. I mean, do you see him playing this week? I can't see it at all.
Dallas Braden caught a foul ball tonight. All right, we got to go to break. Do you mind hanging out and helping these guys get set up?
Yeah, I got you.
He's Jake Seymour, everybody. He helps people. He helps people get set up, and he's our digital mediator. We'll hit a headline here, and we'll welcome in the Hardy Boys. They're in studio. We'll bring them in coming up next here on 98.5, the Sports Hub.
From the Telfair Tire Studios, WBZ FM and HD1.
It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Beasley Media Group Station.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Red Sox trail the Athletics 4-3 right now. Top of the sixth inning over at Fenway Park. Rob Refsnyder, a home run in this one, but they trail right now, bottom of the sixth inning, 4-3. And the Patriots and Steelers, they meet this Sunday over at Gillette Stadium. Alex Highsmith out for the Steelers. Keon White was on the injury report for the Patriots. Headlines, they are brought to you by L&F Electrical Services. Tired of dealing with that loose electrical outlet or a faulty light switch? Call L&F Electrical Services and have an electrician at your home the next day at a price that can't be beat. Guaranteed. Call 844-LF-WIRES or lfelectricalservice.com. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update is in 30 minutes.
New England plays.
At the Kowloon restaurant a couple of weeks ago. Great time there. It is the TNA champions, future Hall of Famers. One of the best tag teams of all time, if not the best tag team of all time. It is Matt and Jeff Hardy joining us here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Guys, how are you tonight?
We're very good. Thank you for having us. And you're right, man. They're the word on the streets is they're calling us the GOATs nowadays.
Is that what it is now?
Yeah, they said we're the GOATs. I don't know. That's just the word on the streets.
Listen, one of the best of all time. I want to promote a lot of stuff that's going on. I know you guys have a big event. I think you might even be at Fenway Park tomorrow. Is that correct?
We are. We're throwing out synchronized first pitches.
Yeah. So I will tell you. Have you guys ever thrown out a first pitch before?
Yes.
You have.
We have. We've done it a couple times.
Hang on one second. I'm gonna get. There we go. Here, let's pop this one up here for you. Where did you guys throw your first pitch?
Hello. We were at the Minnesota Twins.
Whoa.
Was the last one we did, and then the New York Mets.
Wow.
Yeah.
So have you been to Fenway Park before?
We have been to Fenway Park. I remember we went there several years ago because I was in awe of the big green monster.
So last time I saw you guys, Jeff, you autographed a guy's guitar, but then did a nice little painting on his guitar. So if you go to Fenway, I hope they allow you to go into the green monster because you can write your name or put. Oh. They also have the pesky pole out there, so maybe you can tag that up there. But it stays like that forever. So they have signatures going from Babe Ruth signatures in there. It's going way back. But hopefully they allow you to go in the wall or in the monster.
Oh yeah, I'm very proud of my autograph, man. It's kind of legendary.
Yeah, absolutely great work. So you guys are on a media tour this week. I know I had some other friends. I know my buddy James was talking to you guys. We had Mike.
Yeah.
I know was talking to you guys earlier. But Bound for Glory.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's gonna be a massive one. October the 12th, 2025. For one final time, the Hardys face off with Team 3D.
How did it start? because I watched the Slammiversary. Mm-hmm. Was that a surprise? Was it? I know nowadays I don't know what's kayfabe anymore and what's not. But you guys won the titles, and I want to get into how you won them. But was that planned? Was this a surprise? Was this something that maybe was in the works? How did all that come about?
We had no idea, man, that Bully Ray was going to come out there and make this challenge. We had no idea whatsoever. I was just on a high from the cable ladder and winning the tag team titles again. But it was a complete surprise.
It's so funny because obviously we have been friends with Bubba for a long time, but whenever that music hit and he came to the ring, we had no knowledge of it. We knew there had been talk about possibly doing one more Hardy's Team 3D match. He showed up, and I think that happened because they wanted to get genuine, authentic reactions is why that went down like it was.
Now, what I loved about it, you guys have been known for Team Extreme or ladder matches or things of that degree. But the coolest thing, I actually asked you about this, Jeff, when I saw you, but the way you guys won that match was, I think it was like a catwalk ladder or some sort of, but it was different.
Yeah.
All the ladders, some of them were broken, came right down from the top. You climbed it, grabbed the belts. Where did you come up with that idea?
Oh, man, I've been thinking about that since TLC 2, I believe. I'd seen the guys working on the light structures up there and climbing those ladders. Like, man, that would be cool if that was incorporated in a ladder match. And just we never brought it to life until here in 2025. Tommy Dreamer and TNA helped me bring that thing to life.
And you're right, Joe. We'd had that in our back pocket for a long time, but all of the ladders were broken, and that's kind of the whole story of the match. We damaged all the ladders. We used them as weapons. We'd put people through them. They were all broken. And just like, hey, I think there's a cable ladder up there that they hang the lights with. Let me see if I can get it down. And that was the story of our match.
I loved it. I watched the entire event. I'm a wrestling fan. I watch them all, whether it's WWE, AEW, TNA.
Right.
Plenty of indie events. Like Boston has chaotic, so many different events and guys who've come through here, right? Right now, everybody's talking about the John Cena tour. They were in Springfield this week, and so much is going on in this area. You guys will be in Lowell. A lot of good stuff happening in Lowell. I know you guys were at Songus Arena recently. It's where the event will be. They have a nice little memorial over there too. That's been a barn burner. But Boston has a huge roots to wrestling in general. We have tons of wrestling fans here. But coming back to Boston for you guys, I know you kind of shared some stories at Kowloon where the wrestlers have been going for years, but do you guys have any other memories of being in the Boston area?
I mean, Boston is such a great wrestling city. It's one of the best wrestling cities. When I think about major cities in the U.S. that have great wrestling fans, Chicago pops in my mind, Boston pops in my mind, obviously New York, Madison Square Garden. But it really is. Boston is a great place to come. I love coming up here. And it is so cool and so fitting that we are doing in the Boston area this final match with the Dudleys, because it truly is. A lot of times in pro wrestling, something is advertised and it's not final. It's not a finality, and this will be the very last one. And when it's all said and done, this is going to be the most emotional match in TNA history, in my opinion.
Right. I mean, listen to the history that you guys have. Now, Devon, I didn't know he's working his way back, huh?
Well, that's why we weren't sure if we were going to get this match or not, because he'd had some health issues. And he's worked through these things, and he's been cleared by the doctor. And I think these guys want to go out on the highest note they can possibly go out on, and I can't imagine a better scenario than one of your greatest rivals, who you had an iconic tag team tables match with in Madison Square Garden at Royal Rumble 2000, the Hardys. And we're going to do it one more time, man. It's going to be very, very special.
When me and Devon were hanging in that TLC match, that was the first and last time you'll ever see that, because he is never going to hang with me anywhere, any day, anytime. But yeah, what a memory that is for me. And just to be as active as we are now in TNA is such a blessing, man. And to work with these guys, they're our brothers, man. And we've created so many great memories over the years, man. It's going to be extremely epic and emotional.
Okay, I want to talk about TNA for a minute. Everyone's a professional, right? Like you guys have obviously been in so many different. Whether it's WWE, I know Matt, you did some AEW for a bit, but when you think of TNA, I think pros, right? I know you guys are going to be with Eddie Edwards, local guy, Peabody, a friend of mine, great dude. But when I think of the guys you go up against, they're all guys maybe that might be on the indie circuit, but Thursday nights, everybody's, the guys are having great matches, but you see these guys in different areas. How do you kind of come across how the finishes are going to happen or what you're going to do in this match? And the one thing I love about TNA, it's there's storyline and wrestling. It's kind of hard to get all that these days. But how do you, since you're on the road so much and working with different people, how do you come up with some of these finishes?
We just try and be creative as possible. For instance, whenever we were talking about the Slammiversary match, we were trying to be creative and different. What can the Hardys do in the context of a ladder match, which is different, which is new, which is original, and we did that with the cable ladder. Speaking of Eddie Edwards, man, hugely underrated wrestler. He is one of the best I've ever been in the ring with. I loved getting in the ring with him and Brian Myers as a system. Eddie is truly one of the best professional wrestlers that has ever been in the business, and it's a shame he hasn't had like a huge run in the WWE or a major company on a huge platform. Eddie is so talented, so good. It's a blessing working with him every single time we do.
One thing I'll say about that, though, I kind of like the fact that maybe he hasn't had that type of opportunity. Like, you think he deserves the exposure, and he does. Mm-hmm. But in a way, I love him more because he hasn't, right? And,
I get that too.
Yeah.
I get that too.
And like Matt Cardona calls himself the indie god, and think about it. A lot of these guys have, they had their runs, went solo, went indie. Cody kind of went on his own, and look what happened with him. But even Drew McIntyre had to take a step back, and I wouldn't even call it a step back. I just think they reinvented themselves, right? So I look at what Cardona's done on the road as well. I just think putting all you guys together, you guys are pros, they do a lot of indie stuff. That's why I love watching TNA, because I know the guys, but what are they going to do tonight? You know what I mean? What is Jeff Hardy going to jump off tonight? What's he going to do? Which brings up my next question. It was funny. One of our producers in the back, I told him about the Santon Bomb.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Was this something you guys did as kids? I know you guys did a lot of wrestling as kids, but where did that develop from?
It was a Japanese wrestler that would do the great Sasuke, I believe, and he would do a dive over the top rope to the floor all the time. But he had that grace within the flip, and that's where I saw that, and I was like, wow, that could be used in the ring as like a finisher. Even at first, it wasn't even a finisher. I would just do it as a cool move. But then Jim Ross, I'll never forget it. One day I said, I think I want to call this flip the Swanton Bomb, because originally it was like a senton, I guess, and just add the swan in there for the grace that's within it. And it just kind of became my thing. It all started on a trampoline, and I ended up in a WWE wrestling ring doing it as a finish, so it's pretty cool.
And now it is universally called the Swanton Bomb,
yes,
which is so cool.
Which one hurt the most?
Oh man, they've all hurt. But my first,
the ones
run,
I took,
all those. The first, the sketchiest swanton I've ever done in TNA when I did it over the stage. That was super terrifying and super dangerous.
Man, I don't know how you do it, bro. Because I'm a large man. I don't know if I don't think I could ever do it. We've seen other guys try though. What was the move Brock Lesnar tried to do? He missed against
the shooting star.
Oh,
shooting
God.
star press.
Just watching a big man do that though. No. So you are made for it. We're with the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff, here on 98.5 The Sports Hub in Boston. We're the home of the Patriots, Celtics, and Bruins. So our listeners are big-time sports fans. You guys are from North Carolina, is that it, right?
Right, yes.
Thoughts on Bill Belichick taking over for North Carolina?
I'll tell you, man, the controversy around his girlfriend has almost created a more buzz than him being in North Carolina. We love that because we're both North Carolina guys. We're both Tar Heel fans. People are pretty split down there between. It used to be Tar Heel and NC State, the Wolfpack, and now it's North Carolina Tar Heels and Duke Blue Devils. But I went to UNC Charlotte, did time there. We're both in the system, and we both grew up Tar Heel fans. So I thought it was cool that Bill Belichick's there. It's just so interesting that he hasn't been off to a great start so far, but a lot of the buzz hasn't been about him being there as the head coach. It's been about him and his girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. Oh, again, he was with the New England Patriots for 20-something years.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard to look past what's going on with his girlfriend. The quarterback of the Patriots, Drake Maye, his family from the area as well, basketball family. He's the quarterback here. Have you guys ever had or passed ties with the Maye family or Drake Maye, the quarterback of the Patriots?
We have not. I do enjoy his work though. Very talented.
Got to make that happen. I know a guy. I'm going to work on that one. Feel like we got to get you guys number 10 jerseys. Last night, NXT had an event, a throwback event, and many TNA wrestlers. And Matt, I know you were pretty vocal about it. I saw you on Twitter talking about this. I don't know what's kayfabe and what's not anymore. What I mean by that is storyline or not. But two
I mean, that's sometimes a good thing, right?
It is, exactly. It's keeping us on our toes, right?
Yeah.
And the Seth Rollins incident, I think, was one that I don't know. I don't know how I felt about that. And you guys are in the business. What did you think about that? And to follow up with it, two NXT talents are battling over the TNA championship. How do you guys feel about that?
I loved the Seth Rollins thing. I think pro wrestling needs more of that. People... It's so weird. The whole concept behind pro wrestling is it is at its best when it's unpredictable, when you don't know what's happening next, and like people are so obsessed with knowing the backstage news or what's going to happen. Give me spoilers. Give me this. Give me that. Dude, when I go in to watch a movie or a TV show, I just watched Dexter Resurrection. I did not want spoilers. I wanted to watch each episode fresh with green eyes. I did not know what was going to happen. And I think pro wrestling is at its best when it takes you on that journey and you're not sure what's going to happen next. What's real? What's not real? Where does the line, where this line's very blurry. Where does it truly lie? And you don't know. I think that's what's great. So there were a lot of TNA wrestlers who were outspoken last night because all of the TNA roster, they want the TNA World Title to come back to the TNA roster. And a lot of us were very frustrated that it was going to be an NXT talent who currently holds that title wrestling another NXT talent. So we kind of called that out. A lot of people said it was BS. It's going to be interesting. I think TNA is at the point that they're fed up, and I think it's going to be all hands on deck. And I think there's going to be a little bit of a big battle going on between TNA and NXT in the coming months or weeks.
What do you think of that? Do you think that maybe I don't want to use the word invasion because that's been used before, but do you think that there will be a final result to that match, or could it lead to something different?
I'm with you, man. I don't know what's going on, especially with all the social media, man. I don't know what to believe and what to, it's crazy. I'm not as active as Matt is on social media, but yeah, I don't really understand all of this here in 2025. I'm just making my way the best I can.
This is the build, right? Like, this is what you guys knew about the business, right? You got to build it, because listen, that Lowell is going to be sold out. I'm telling you.
No doubt.
And this is the build.
Yeah.
I know that maybe some of the talents don't like it, but the fact that we're talking about it right now on the highest rated radio station in the area,
right,
that's going to get people out there. So this was the business, right? Hype up a story to get asses in seats to watch the event.
And Joe, I'll tell you what, sometimes the people who think they know the most about pro wrestling are the easiest to manipulate and work into it, tizzyfoot. Because Trick Williams holding the TNA title ultimately got people talking like, oh my God, NXT and WWE, they're just treating TNA like it's the stepchild. They're not giving it its rights. But see, we're also building a story where you want to see Mike Santana or you want to see a TNA original come and defeat him for that title. And that's what we're building. And once again, pro wrestling at the end of the day, sure, great matches, 5-star matches, great. Bangers, great, whatever. But at the end of the day, that's not what it's about. It's about storytelling, following characters and their arcs, and wanting to see your guy get what his goal is ultimately. That is what pro wrestling is about. It's storytelling 101.
So I wanted to just mention this for our listeners. Matt and Jeff, you guys got a story, man. Like, obviously you guys are brothers, but came up together, had your own little solo matches. Jeff went on a big-time career. Matt, you've done everything from writing, producing, to still wrestling at a high level. You guys have also faced a lot of adversity in your lives, and I think, I like to follow that. Like, for example, it's been used on screen before. So I wanted to ask you, Jeff, how did it feel when some of the issues you've had are used on screen? Is that something that you want the viewer to, follow and be part of that storyline? Is that tough for you to kind of go through?
Yeah, back with the feud with CM Punk, I think it just made it that's what made it so special and so good. But then as I moved on in life and ran into more issues, it just, oh my God, it's like a lot of people like grow out of drugs and alcohol. I kind of like grew into it, I think, from just being at a young age when we made it in the WWE. But then I kind of just, oh my God, I almost ended my career and everything in 2022 from an alcohol abuse issue. And but that's one of the coolest things about winning the TNA Tag Team titles again. It's like, okay, I've built it back, not to burn it down. So it's nice to be on the other side. But yeah, it's tough, man. Just looking back at the past and knowing what people know. And I mean, I just do my best to live with no regrets and no predictions, man. You know, I'm just so blessed to be on the other side. And I'm so grateful for my position in TNA. And whenever Jordan Grace showed up in TNA, that's when I knew. I was like, okay, I'm exactly where, I mean NXT, when she showed up in NXT from TNA, I knew I was exactly where I was supposed to be. And then I heard about the relationship with the WWE and all that stuff. I said, okay, cool, we're exactly where we're supposed to be. So I feel like that's where I am right now, and it's exactly the way it should be.
And you found music. I saw you a couple of times. You were in Dallas a couple of years ago. I went to an event, a little bit more of a metal show or a rock show. But the event you guys did at the Kowloon, I thought it was great. Matt, you told stories about the history. Then Jeff comes in, does the music, and you shared a lot of your emotions. You talked about, you know, how some songs were about your father and you guys' relationships or whatever. So if you get a chance to check out a Hardy Party, go see it, because you're going to get both sides of it. You're going to get the stories, but you're going to get the feeling side of it and knowing how it is. And when you found music, man, I think it has kind of changed and given you a rebirth, I feel.
For sure. And it's been therapeutic for me, man, like writing these songs. And it's and now the Hardy Party shows we do, when I go out there for an hour with my buddy Jerry Massengill from North Carolina playing the guitar and singing original music, man, that's therapy for me. And it's kind of like an AA meeting for me. So I get a lot out of that. And it's very cool to be singing sober and fairly comfortable and confident in continuing to do so.
We're with the Hardy Boys. They're going to be at Bound for Glory. It's going to be at the Songus Arena. They're doing a media tour. They'll be at Fenway Park tomorrow, so hopefully you guys can bring some luck. I saw this thing you guys did regarding tattoos and how people have Hardy Boys tattoos. Mm-hmm. I mean, is this
it's
huge? Like, I couldn't believe the amount of people that have it. But can you just talk about this? And again, you're into art. I know all that, but fans get the Hardy Boys tattoos, and it's like a real thing. This is like a club, a tattoo club.
That was a very small portion of the tattoos we've seen. You know, that's like just some of those we have documented. It's wild because we've been so blessed to have such great longevity. We've been wrestling for 33 years. October the 15th, 2025, we'll be going into our 34th year doing this, which is wild. You know, we've been on TV now for 27 years, pretty much straight, you know, starting with WWE when we debuted back in 1998. It's really wild to think that there are people now that are in their mid-30s that grew up as a child watching us. And we hear this all the time, like, you inspired me. There was a moment, a match that you guys had when you guys had the tag team ladder match against Edge and Christian. I watched it with my dad, and we bonded over that, and that match changed everything. And then that took us to the TLC matches, and that took us to this and that, and we have such great fond memories of you. And they just want to share that experience with us. And they go, look, I want to show you this. And then they pull up their sleeve, and they have a big Hardy Boys emblem tattooed on them, you know, our symbol. And it's just so cool. I mean, I can't think of a more flattering compliment than someone saying, hey, we got your symbol put on our body for life.
Yeah, we are that symbol. And the newest one, when I came up with the design of the infinity symbol being on the Hardy Boys symbol, I was like, oh, that's it. This is the last symbol. And we are that symbol. I think Matt's very close to getting his first tattoo, which will be the new Hardy Boys symbol with the infinity thing around it, but it'll be coming up out of his butt crack. You know, a little bit of a tramp stamp, but not too much.
That's a good joke. He hits at a lot of Hardy parties.
That'd be it would be Wicked 90s too, like, you know, that'd be like Wicked Extreme era right there. Speaking of the eras, you know, when you guys came in, late 90s, the Attitude Era, Extreme Era is kind of what I call what you guys were in. Mm-hmm. You know, you think about all the rivalries, right? You mentioned Edge and Christian. I just think of all the tag teams over the years. You know, when you guys look at talent now, do you think there's still like, obviously you guys are brothers and we're together forever, but do you think the tag team divisions are still tight? I know you were at what was the SummerSlam? You guys were there, right? They had a big
yes.
And they brought I actually enjoyed the match. The Wyatt Six. I didn't think they were going to win. They did. What do you think of the tag team divisions in all wrestling at this point?
We came around at a very opportune time because they had main eventers that were selling tickets like crazy. You know, there was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Mm-hmm. There was The Rock. There was Triple H, DX. All these guys were red hot. And Vince said, well, we don't have to worry about building these top guys because they're all built and we're selling out every show. Let's move down a little bit and let's focus on the tag team division. And we got these great opportunities. And he saw our skills, what we could do. We were going out having these amazing matches with inanimate objects, and that worked. The TLC match is a staple of pro wrestling now. It's weird because I don't think the tag team divisions in pro wrestling get quite as much attention as we did during that Attitude Era.
Yeah, I would somewhat agree with that, but I think it's almost like the hot tag's gone. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like it sometimes when I watch it, they're trying to throw people together. The one that actually I am kind of interested in is Alexa Bliss and Charlotte, right? Because are they friends? They're not friends, but I feel like they're building that. Maybe there'll be a turn at some point. I think Charlotte needs it. And, she's one of the greatest women wrestlers of all time, but at some point I think Becky Lynch might need it, right? And right now it's her and her husband getting in on the act. But when you're great, sometimes you need a change, right? Sometimes you need to change it up.
You have to. I mean, for instance, Walter White, Heisenberg, he was in 5 seasons of Breaking Bad and his character evolved and developed, but you can only change so much over a certain amount of time. Myself as Matt Hardy, I went for a certain amount of time and then I changed into a bad guy. And then there was a point where I went crazy and became broken Matt Hardy, and I've been big money Matt. I mean, you constantly have to evolve and freshen up your character. It's always about constant reinvention. And that's an important element in pro wrestling.
Can we talk about the broken universe? That was something, man. That's when I was like, Matt Hardy could be just a producer who writes, and you weren't done wrestling yet. I know that, but dude, man, Brother Nero, it was just, that was good. It is good. Yeah. I'm just, you ever think about, bringing it back?
All the time. I mean, and I think you're going to see more of that coming up before too long, I think. And we've already got ideas about where to evolve the Hardys going forward to change things up, make things a little newer and fresher, and put a new fresh painted coat on both of us. And you have to constantly stay hungry. You have to stay passionate. You have to stay evolving.
I wanted to bring up Bray Wyatt. Obviously, you were a tag team partner with him. I'm sure you guys had the great match at the compound, which was awesome. When I think of Bray Wyatt, obviously it was in his blood way before his time, right? Like his ideas and thoughts.
Absolutely.
But
a brilliant guy.
You guys were close with him. You were tagged with him. Like, what else can you say about Bray Wyatt?
I mean, he just had one of the most unique minds. Someone who it's hard and challenging to find guys who think outside the box, because a lot of times guys will think back in the past, like, well, this happened and this happened. Let me put a different spin on that, as opposed to just thinking of something completely new that's totally out of left field. Michael Hayes is someone who is great doing that, and we learn more from him than we have from anybody else in this pro wrestling industry. But Wyndham was very much like that. He was a very great critical thinker, and he could think outside of the lines. And I enjoyed my conversations with him. I feel like when me and him were a tag team, if Vince would have taken our advice and put us in more remote locations as opposed to just wrestling on TV, because we both wanted to be attractions. If we would have been Broken Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, the Eater of Worlds, as attractions, I think we could have been so big at that time.
I think I read somewhere there was an unused stable pitch that he had. I think it was more like the house. He wanted to join House Hardy. Is it? Did I read this right?
No, you're right. He wanted to come join House Hardy and move to the Hardy compound. After he went into the Lake of Reincarnation, he was cleansed of Sister Abigail. Sister Abigail faded away and classified herself as obsolete. And he wanted to come, and all he wanted to bring with it, he just wanted to bring a little stick with a little handkerchief on it and a couple clothes and a monkey boy. He wanted to have an entertaining monkey boy with him. And then he wanted my kids, who were super young at that time, to be bullying him around, saying, no, you got to wash the car. You got to mow the yard. You got to earn your keep around here, earn some respect. And, and then literally bond and become, a team with Broken Matt and Brother Nero.
I absolutely love that. Jeff, is it true that you had an opportunity potentially to be at WrestleMania this year to be Randy Orton's opponent?
No, I don't think that was anywhere close to happening. I would have loved to have done that. But
hey, you know how it works. The dirt sheets, right? People. Joe Hendry got the shot, and it was good. I was there. It was a pop. It was a big pop. But I don't know. When I heard that potentially Jeff Hardy could be there versus Randy Orton, I was
Oh my God! There's a huge to hear that my theme music, No More Words hit. I mean, I think that's somewhere in the future, man, just waiting to happen, and I think everybody will like explode in happiness and joy, man, because that's such a good theme song and my favorite entrance music of all time. But back to Bray real quick. When I think about Bray and the Fiend, another cool thing about being in TNA is I have this alter ego named Willow.
Yep.
So that's kind of like my Fiend, and we're gonna see Willow reemerge in TNA sometime soon.
And you did the face paint too. The Fiend, that was awesome, man.
Yeah.
Hey, how'd that start? I can't remember. When did you start wearing face paint?
Oh, I think back in my 08 and 09, I started wearing it, and it's got so much better since back then. It was terrible compared to the way it is now. It's just I go all out with it. And then 2012 was when I started painting the eyes on my eyes, and I was like, okay, this is my thing. This is what I do. But yeah, when I did tribute for the Fiend, I just recently started doing teeth on my lips for the first time in forever. And I said, I think I could do like a Fiend mouth on this, since I'm going to give it a try. And it sure enough worked out. So I've done it a few times since then, man, but it looks really cool. My face paint's evolved to a great level, man. I'm so proud and still get so much joy out of doing that.
And you do it yourself?
I do it all myself.
Wow.
Man. Yeah.
Now, did other guys do it? Like Sting? I'm just trying to think of other guys.
Sting's always done his own.
Wow.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I think that does separate you from Sting, that you paint your eyelids and you close your eyes. It's a very notable thing that you do. It separates you from all the other guys that are painting their faces.
You guys mentioned Michael Hayes. Love him. Great guy. Great for the business. Are there any people that are big, huge influences of yours that maybe you don't talk about? Because I've heard you talk about Michael Hayes a bunch, but are there other guys that maybe influenced you that you never like, man, I guess I never thought about how influenced I am from that person?
Macho Man Randy Savage is the first guy that really got me hooked on pro wrestling, because Jeff and I, we were big baseball players back in the day. We played t-ball and coach pitch, and our dad coached us for a while, and we really wanted to be pro baseball players at first until we discovered pro wrestling. These guys who were living, breathing superheroes. And Macho Man Randy Savage was a guy that really turned me on to pro wrestling. I was like, wow, this guy has this crazy over-the-top robe, and his persona is, off the charts. And on top of that, his finishing maneuvers and flying elbow off the top rope, it's super exciting. So he was my first guy and turned me on to pro wrestling.
How about you, Jeff?
Oh, yeah, it was like the Sting and the Ultimate Warrior from both wrestling worlds back then, NWA and WWE, WWF, but it's so cool that I know Sting. We were just talking last week at a convention about like life now and face paint and all that stuff. But yeah, I never got to meet the Warrior, man. That's one thing I kind of wish I would have got to meet him. I was close to doing it at some point, but never actually met him. But Sting and the Ultimate Warrior inspired me to paint my face for sure.
Love that. It is Matt and Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys, the Bound for Glory. It's going to be on October 12th, Songus Arena in Lowell. And you guys will be at Fenway Park tomorrow. So I hope I hope they let you in the Monster Man. And you guys video it. I hope you guys can both like just right on it. And then there's the pole in right field too, the pesky pole. Maybe they can let you down here. Any other Hardy parties? Anything else going on in between before the big event in Lowell?
Yeah, we have. I know we have coming up October 17th or 18th. The weekend after that, we have a big Hardy party in San Antonio, Texas.
There you go.
And we piggyback a lot of those off Comic Cons we're at. Those things have been really fun for us to do, and it's a great chance to interact with a lot of diehard fans who haven't had the chance to get out and meet us or interact with us. And it's also a little bit more of a laid-back setting where we can actually talk and share experiences and whatnot.
And we got a real big one November 22nd in Times Square, man. So that's going to be huge for us, for the Hardy Party to be in New York City, man. It's going to be awesome.
I feel like you guys could do like some terror cons, because
we did one last week.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
But I feel like that could be a niche because people who go to that are fans, and the makeup, and I just feel like you guys kind of have that with the Hardy compound. Nice little, collaboration with other people that love the terror.
Yeah, I painted my face on the Saturday, and sure enough, I got a picture with the main actor from that. What's the name of that movie? The Saw movies.
Oh, cool.
That's the puppet. And I did the little swirls on my cheeks, the little tribute to that puppet from that movie, and got a picture with him, and it was crazy cool.
I'm excited to see what you'll be wearing in Lowell. At Bound for Glory. Just a couple more things, guys, before we let you go. I've gone to wrestle. I spend a lot of money in wrestling, and I love to go. I love to support the guys, but I really geek out. It's something I like to do. I can go to sporting events whenever I want, but Wrestling, I never know what's going to happen. It's kind of the thrill. WWE is going to Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania. I don't think I'm going to be going. And it's more about the financial part of it. Do you ever think that this is why I like TNA and other events and indie events, because you go for the wrestling, and they're priced fine. What I like about your Hardy Party is when people go, they'll get a chance to talk to you guys. They can sign an autograph. It's an intimate experience. It's not overpriced by some other big time, venue, promotion or whatever. But do you feel like maybe that could get lost with some WWE fans, and maybe could raise the floor for some of the other promotions that are a little bit less expensive but just as entertaining and good?
It's going to be interesting to see how sustainable it is, because I know they're into making money right now, and I get it. It's a business, and if you have a business, you want to make money. Obviously, that's the goal, right? Capitalism, and they're definitely focusing on that. But I do dig that like TNA has very affordable prices. You can bring your family out, enjoy a great night of wrestling, and you see a ton of wrestling, and you get to see a bunch of stars there too. And just like you said, not only do we have great matches, I feel like we have very entertaining stories as well and entertaining characters.
So I watch. I want to know what Jeff's going to jump off of. I want to know who you're going to, who you're going to twist the fan. I want to know all these things. But
there's one thing in this tables match with Team 3D at Bound for Glory. I'm going to do something I've never done in wrestling before, and it's super extreme. So look out for that.
We call that a big market tease.
Hey, there we go.
We got to put asses in seats. Again, October 12th, Songus Arena, Bound for Glory. I'm going to be there, guys. So I'm excited for that. It's going to be a great time. And are you guys going up against the Nemeths soon? Did I see that, or did you guys already wrestle these guys?
Tomorrow night. It'll be on tomorrow night, yeah.
A little brothers versus brother action, huh?
Brothers versus brothers, yes. Yeah. I mean, it's finally that, those guys, it was challenging to get them into a match and actually get them to have a fair competitive match, but we did, and we're going to delete the Nemeths tomorrow night.
Love that. The delete is one of the best. It still goes, right?
It still goes.
People are still doing it.
Still going crazy with the delete, man. And I do have one grievance to air. Whenever we did our NXT run earlier this year, myself and Jeff, we put our TNA World Tag Team titles on the line against Fraxium. But Fraxium didn't put theirs on the line against us, and we actually beat them. So I still think I think we have earned and we deserve a NXT Tag Team title shot.
Good point.
Dirt Sheets, you heard it here on 98.5 The Sports Hub, the Joe Murray Show. Quote, they deserve a rematch and a title shot. So we'll make that one go viral. Guys, really appreciate you hanging out. It's going to be a great week in Boston, Fenway Park tomorrow. What else you guys got going on?
We're hitting everywhere. We're doing radio, we're doing TV, we're doing podcasts. We're all over, man. We're covering Boston.
I appreciate you
trying to break a record on October 12th.
I just told all of my friends.
Yeah,
thank you.
Got to go see the Hardy Party.
Thanks for having us on too.
Jeff and Matt Hardy, the Hardy Boys, one of the best tag teams of all time. They'll put their titles up against the Dudley Boys, also one of the best of all time, for the final time in Lowell, Massachusetts, Songus Arena. Guys, really appreciate it. We'll take a quick break. I'm Joe Murray here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Massachusetts' #1 provider for residential, commercial plumbing, heating, cooling, and drain cleaning, day or night, always done right. Visit superservicetoday.com. And that hour of the Sports Hub was brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You can save 15% off your next drive-through oil change. So, fun times. The Hardy Boys will be at Fenway Park tomorrow. Speaking of Fenway Park, we got ourselves a situation. 1st and 3rd. Top of the 9th inning. 2 outs. Tied at 4. Red Sox and Athletics. Aroldis Chapman is on the mound. And let's get you guys caught up on everything that happened. Lucas Giolito got the start. 4 1/3. 5 hits, 4 earned. Had 5 walks tonight. Did have 5 strikeouts, 90 pitches. Justin Wilson came in, walked a guy, struck him out. Slayton came in, went an inning and a third with a strikeout. Then Steven Matz came in, gave up 1 hit, did have the strikeout, 2/3 of an inning. And then Garrett Whitlock went an inning and a third, had 2 strikeouts. They brought in Chapman. So far, he has 2 outs in the 9th inning. He has given up 2 hits. As far as the offense goes, they trailed 2-1. Rob Ruffsnyder gave him a 2-1 lead. Then the A's went up 4-2. Masataka Yoshida reached on an infield single. And then Trevor Story with the game-tying single in this one to make it 4-4. So an important game for the Red Sox tonight as far as it comes down to the standings. And when you look at the standings right now, the Red Sox are truly battling the other teams. And I hope we're not witnessing a collapse, but when you look at the standings right now, the Red Sox fell from the 5 spot to the 6 spot. So the Astros leapfrogged them to the 5th spot. Boston now would have to fly to Seattle in a best-of-3 wild card series. Houston beat Texas. They're now a half game ahead of the Red Sox. And Cleveland got to win over Detroit. So a lot going on there. The Blue Jays now 7 games ahead of the Red Sox, making the East title all but impossible with 11 games left. So I feel like the Red Sox are backing their way into the playoffs right now. And great news, they just got out of the 9th inning. Red Sox will have the at-bat in the 9th. We won't be able to do amusings tonight. We'll just kind of kick it right into the new hour. But if we were to do musings tonight, Skaz, I had a couple of things. We don't need the music or anything like that. But a couple of things. Did you see the Jason Tatum top 5? Did you see his entire top 5? I only saw MJ, LeBron, Kobe. I didn't see who else he had on that list. Did you? Me either. I wonder what was the rest. When we asked about Bill Belichick in North Carolina, he goes, I feel like there's more about his girlfriend than it is about football. Like, that's Skaz, a guy who travels the world. Right? From North Carolina. This guy travels the world. He's been at 7 different places today. They're going to do a podcast right now. Like these guys.
I asked him because I'm a guy that doesn't like travel, so I asked him when we were just out there, and they were like, "Yeah, sometimes that's worse. That's the worst part of the gig is the travel."
Were they having more fun with you out there than me?
No,
they were having fun out there.
We're chopping it up a little bit, you know. You gotta be able to smooze a little, Joe.
Did you feel those belts?
Heavy belts. Yeah, I got a little Belichick too.
Yeah.
A little Jordan Hudson talk.
Yeah, we got a little that. I asked about Drake Maye, so now we need to make that happen. I got to get the Hardy Boys and Drake Maye. Oh, no, it would be cool if Drake Maye runs in a touchdown, and he just goes. All right, we'll go to breaks, guys. It was fun. I had fun. Thank you, the Hardys. We'll take a quick break. Maybe we'll get a result for the Red Sox. We'll do that after this. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray.
program of the Boston Red Sox slide through the rest of the season for the solution for weight loss. AwakenWith80weightloss.com. I'm Joe Murray.
Are you actually coaching the game, or it's just
that is? I feel so strongly about that. I can't even tell you.
Boston Talk Sports here.
What do we got?
Sports.
Nice game, which I'm not happy about. Why didn't they tag up from second to third? By the way, Skaz was eating a sandwich back there during the break, and it's barbecue Cape Cod potato chips. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, got to get dinner in at some point, Joe.
No, but I knew that. I know barbecue baked Cape Cod potato chips.
They're good. Very good.
I love them. Crispy. Oh, man. That. Is it not making their last out at third? But what was that? Does it matter if it's second or third, I guess, in that situation? I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't make the final out at third, Joe. That's what they'll tell you.
Oh, but you can make it at home?
You certainly can do that.
You know, I don't know the third base coach's name, but I would wonder if that would be an improvement. Just saying. Oh, wow, the chat was loving that interview, huh? I'm reading it right now. Do you think you can do a swan, Tom?
I mean, I'd probably be on the IL for a couple weeks afterwards, but I could try it.
I would hurt myself. No, I'm not trying it. What about into a pool?
Maybe into a pool. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, Mark, you got to meet your first radio station people.
Hey, Mark escorting them around.
That's cool. I said to the guy, I go, you guys get in the building already? He goes, yeah, a little bit of a walk, but, I said, I'll show you a better way next time. And I believe they're going to be doing a media tour tomorrow as well. They might be on with Leroy.
I believe I heard that as well.
So Leroy, going to get them in studio as well. What happened with Bregman that inning? Did he get a hit? This would be collapsible nights, guys. This would be a night that would hurt. So here you are, extra innings, ghost runner on second base. Oh God, who's this in the game right now? Bregman, for again when he walked. Man, they got to get more out of Bregman. He's getting a pass. Everybody, I feel like I'm the only one on him. Right? I mean, we're all upset about Andrew Borregales missing a couple of, field goals while this guy is making $40 million a year. Extra innings right now, though. What did I have? What do we have on the rundown, Skaz? Let's take a look at the old rundown. I said they always send a rundown every night. All right. Are we witnessing a collapse? Was that a catch? All right. Well, are we witnessing a collapse? Red Sox, Roman Anthony injury, the reason? What else do we have? Aaron Rodgers versus Vrabel defenses. We've done that. Darren Orlovsky. Patriots missed tackles. We talk about this one yet. The Steelers are the only team with over 300 yards after a catch. Thanks largely to Jalen Warren and DK Metcalf. So no more Najee Harris. They're going with Jalen Warren. They drafted a kid as well. No team has missed more coverage tackles this season than the New England Patriots. Largely due to their linebackers. Whether it's execution or the depth chart, something has to change this week. If you miss tackles against the Steelers, they will crush you. And I think we saw one adjustment last week. I don't know if it's the right adjustment, but it made turnover-worthy plays. Marte Mapu. Maybe he's the guy to put back there. And I kind of mentioned Marcus Jones as the free safety. It worked last week. Patriots have been very good at stopping the run. Very good. Can they continue to do that this week? And I wanted to look up some of the Steelers games. I'll pull it up real quick. The Steelers in games so far, and they have changed their running back room, so it is somewhat of a question of, they're a little hurt on the offensive line. They're going to miss another guard this week, I think, could be out for the season. But last week, they gave up 105 on the ground, so I think the Patriots need to continue that. But on the other side of it, Jaylen Warren had 14 for 48. As a team, they rushed for 72 yards in week 2 against Seattle last week. If you go back to week 1 against the Jets, they had a comeback win in that game. And I'm trying to pull up the rushing numbers from week 1. Week 1, they had 53 yards. So they are not running the ball well. And hopefully the Patriots can continue that this week. Aaron Rodgers had a nice little comeback win in week 1. Last week, he kind of came back down to reality. I like the Patriots this week, everybody. I think they have a chance. I do think they need to tackle better. Mike Vrabel was pretty open about that one this week. Last week, Aaron Rodgers, 18 of 33, 200 yards, threw 2 interceptions, sacked 3 times. The Patriots lead the league in sacks. Can they stop the run? Can they sack the quarterback? If so, and make tackles? Well, I mean, it's kind of like what Mike McDaniel said. If you can stop the run, sack them, and tackle the football, you'll win the game, right? Because to know how to win the game is you got to learn how to know how to win the game. To me, that would be the blueprint. But here's one thing I would watch this week. Linebackers in coverage for the Patriots. It wasn't good last week with Robert Spillane. Jaylen Warren last week, 4 receptions, 86 yards, had a 65-yarder. I would watch for him in the passing game. Although I know he can run the ball, can certainly receive it out of the backfield. So I wanted to keep that one in mind. But they're not getting much out of their running back room. Kenneth Gainwell, Caleb Johnson, they drafted. He just hasn't really done much. DK Metcalf, 3 catches, 20 yards last week. He had 5 targets. I feel like that should improve. 6 targets, excuse me. Feel like that one should improve a little bit. Feel free to call in, 617-779-0985. We're here all night long until 11 o'clock. The Red Sox are in extra innings right now. It's a 4-4 game. The Ghost Runner's on base. Let's see what happens, but they can't afford to lose a game tonight versus Oakland. 2 outs, first and third. We'll let you know what's going on here on the other side. They have made a relief move. Chris Murphy now in the game for the Sox. We'll let you know what happens coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. right, back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Reading our chat, Ein Bynes in there. What's up, buddy? Chuck Olson. Matthew Harnett. Joe, did you pull a superfractor out of the new Marvel product? Brian asked. Yes. It's not my card, but I did pull the card, though, during a break. Johnny is in there. Prince Humperdinck. What's up, buddy? Who else we got here tonight? A lot of people in the chat. We had some big numbers for the Hardy Party. So thank you all for that. Did I just witness a bunt? Did I just see a bunt? The Red Sox just bunted in a game. They just bunted. Yes, I know, right? I know you're agreeing with me. Wow, Joe. So right now, Red Sox have second and third, one out. Nick Sogard at the plate. You could make an argument, Skaz, he's their best hitter right now. 7-game hitting streak. I'm going to make a prediction. He's going to win the game. And guess what? The Red Sox win. Prediction called. Hottest player right now for the team. Woo! Lights everywhere. Give him the water bath, baby. 8-game hitting streak now. 11th walk-off of the year for the Red Sox. Most in baseball. Called it. Called it. Nick Sogard, everybody. That's what they are left with right now. No, not Alex Bregman. Not Trevor Story. Not Jarren Duran. Not Yoshida. But they got a bunt down in this one. A sacrifice bunt from Carlos Narvaez. And then a little dribbler up, maybe first base side. And it was our buddy Eaton, who is fast. Slid into home plate, scored, walk-off win for the Red Sox. Insanity, baby. Insanity. They needed this one tonight. After the tough pitching that they got, the left on base. And on Section 10 night, how about that? On Section 10 night, the Red Sox pull off the win. Same night, Dallas Braden caught a foul ball. Did you see that? Where's Milliken? Milliken, you driving home? Call us. You don't think he's driving home? Or you think he's staying at a hotel tonight?
They're partying, right? Walk-off win, Section 10 night. You got to go out with the boys.
Where would you go? Where would you go at night?
They probably have a venue. They're probably, I think they were at
like the House of Blues?
I think they were there pregame. Maybe a little postgame party. Then over to Lansdowne.
Jarren Duran gave him the ice bath. I'm glad for that one.
At least Jarren Duran hit something successfully. Certainly not a baseball recently. Alex Bregman, he get in on that as well?
I didn't see him.
Yeah. No one has in weeks, Joe. Yeah.
Alex, I like you. I do like you, Alex.
Yeah, that's the problem, is we all like him very much, and we want the Red Sox to re-sign him, but this last, month, not great.
I grew up in the fellowship of the miserable. I hated everybody. And it wasn't just me who hated them. You have to understand the people before us. When I was younger,
I like stories.
Listen, I grew up on the Wade Boggs at third base. Okay, Roger Clemens, like that. That's what it was. And then it kind of changed a little bit. Ellis Burks was here at a young age for me. He was one of my favorite players. And then things started to change, like Phil Plantier, Scott Cooper, Tim Nearing, like guys like that. Tony Pena behind the plate. And then it got bad for a little while. Mo Vaughn was at first base. John Valentin, shortstop. He played short second. He played everywhere. Things didn't change until this guy named Nomar Garciaparra came up. He was pretty good. Maybe you've heard of him before. They traded him in 2004, and then they won the championship and never looked back. But I hated anybody they gave money to. And they didn't perform. And it probably started with Manny Ramirez. Like, to think about it now, Manny Ramirez made $20 million a year, and everyone lost their minds about it. Now there are athletes making 60. Stephen A. Smith is making over $60 million a year.
Stephen A. Smith more valuable than Manny Ramirez.
Is it fact?
No. I mean, the money is fact. Can't argue with that.
But do you see what I mean? In this town, we were just haters. Like Pablo Sandoval. Haters.
And now we're haters because they won't give anyone that money. That's where we've gone, Joe.
That's called full circle.
Pissed that Manny was getting too much money. Now everyone's upset that they're not giving anybody money.
Just remember this. Manny made $20 million a year and everyone hated it. Bregman makes $40 million and they want to keep him.
I'd give Manny $20 million today. Still.
So
they could use him.
Oh, well,
You're telling me Manny couldn't put one in play still? I think he could.
I think he could put one in play.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know if he's running the bases all that well, but he could put it in play.
I bet you Ortiz could still hit.
Yes, he just couldn't. He couldn't run at the end.
I bet you Jim Rice could get in there and still.
Don't tell the Red Sox front office that. I don't want to hear from him.
Oh, what were we talking about? A home run derby? Remember that? Home
Oh,
run
yes,
derby?
alumni home run derby, right?
See, I think they should just make it a softball game with like the real fence. Ooh, could you hit a softball over the monster? It's hot. Think about the trajectory of the ball coming up, right?
That uppercut swing, they coach that out of you now.
How do you get that up the wall like that?
Need like an Adam Dunn type swing.
And I was left-handed, so you need a right-handed Adam Dunn.
Yeah, Willie Moe.
Ooh, do you think who's the first baseman that hit a lot of home runs and they cut him and he's like the
Napoli? No. Moreland?
No, the first he Dahlbeck.
Bobby Dahlbeck, Milliken's guy.
He could crush softball.
Oh,
he would be
beach balls for sure.
Softball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Willie Moe Pena, softball Hall of Fame.
Batting practice champion, the Joe Milton of the MLB.
I would be in on that. A little softball at Fenway with like some of the legends, like Fred Lynn. He can still move. Would Nomar play? I don't know. Maybe his Achilles. I don't know.
Who knows with Nomar? Get upset.
I told you. If Joe Murray had a show back in 2004 and he heard that Nomar Garciaparra hurt his heel and nobody saw it, I would have been.
You'd have been sniffing that one.
Man. Speaking of that, I know we talked about this the other night, but there's another Red Sox documentary. After we talked about it, I've had another thought.
You're coming around to my side.
I feel like 2004 changed so much. It's funny. We just had the guys from TNA here, and they mentioned something about New York and sports and Yankees or whatever, and I go, guys, once 2004 happened, that was it. No, but they wanted to, sorry, not to use the Yankees on you. And I go, no, dude, it's fine. Like, 2004, that changed everything. When Mariano Rivera came out that day and tipped his cap, that was it. Nick Sogard, last 8 games, 320, 2 doubles, 5 RBI, 746 OPS. He's their best hitter right now. That's a problem.
That's what I want for my playoff team, Joe. I want them led by Nick Sogard.
And Rob Refsnyder.
Yeah, that's ideal, isn't it? If you're the Boston Red Sox, you can't expect anything more than that.
So to keep that reality, what you just said, was that their thought at the deadline? Like trade Rafael Devers?
Nick Sogard's going to carry us.
Yeah, or, we'll just use Romy more, right? Romy Gonzalez. And they,
Abraham Toro was one of those guys.
They were thinking that. No, guys, I'm not being crazy.
They were being crazy.
They were being crazy. I wouldn't have thought this, but Nate Eaton, is it Nate? I never get it right.
You and Maz struggle with this one. I believe it is Nate.
Nate Eaton, Nick Sogard, Rob Ruffsnyder. Those are who bunted? Was that Narvaez? Whoever bunted, it was beautiful. Beautiful bunt. What a win tonight. Nick Sogard. Maybe they just need to start playing. Maybe the minor leaguers are just better. I don't think they are for 162, I'll say that. But for getting an opportunity in a pennant race, good for Nick Sogard. Will I remember any of these guys next year? Probably not. Who are some other scrubs over the last couple of years? Oh, who was the guy who Pablo Torre? No, Pablo.
No, that's the reporter. He's the one doing the investigative journalism. Pablo Torre finds out.
It's Pablo Torres? No, there was a Pablo who played the infield last year, and he said, "I don't think he's one of our strongest hitters."
Pablo Reyes, maybe?
Reyes.
Yes.
Reyes. Pablo Torre. Oh, he's the Kawhi thing got a little more.
A little steam on that one.
Dallas Braden's got a hell of a beard, huh?
He's one of those guys where the hair on the top of his head has traveled south to his beard.
Yeah, but if I was him as a pitcher, I'd be hiding stuff in my beard.
Little, what was that? Bullfrog? What were they doing? A spider tack?
That I'd just be like this and then just putting it all over the ball. Red Sox win tonight 5-4, 11 innings on a walk-off. We'll tell you all about it next here in the headlines on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox won tonight. Woo! 5-4 in extra innings. Nick Sogard, the hero tonight. A great bunt by Carlos Narvaez in this one. But a good effort. And tomorrow you'll get to watch the Hardys throw out the first pitch. How about that? Patriots, they play the Steelers this weekend. Christian Gonzalez was back on the field. I'm not sure what else is going to happen, but Keon White was on the injury report. Headlines are brought to you by the 50th Annual New Hampshire Highland Games and Festival. Celebrate Scottish heritage with live music, heavy athletics, Highland dance, Scottish pageantry, and more this Friday to Sunday at Loon Mountain Resort. Details and tickets at nhscott.org. I'm Joe Murray.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
I like Tony Hawk. He kind of gives me like Tony Hawk vibes.
I get Golf Bro. I don't know who, though.
Like a Zalatoris, maybe?
Oh.
He was the caddy, or he was going to be the caddy, and then he gets beat up.
We'll work on that, Mark. Mark's a big hockey guy. Hockey season's right around the corner. We have games next week. Speaking of that, while we wait on any Alex Cora stuff, so did you hear Don Sweeney today? Did you see who's not at practice the first day of training camps, guys?
Pasta.
When's the last time you had pasta? I love pasta.
It's been a while, dude. Not months, but it's been a couple weeks
It's been
at
about
least.
like 3 or 4 weeks for me.
Yeah, it's kind of a while for me. I can tell you though, Joe, I did not like what I was hearing coming out of Bruins Media Day today. Ty Anderson, Station's very own, doing a great job, but some of the quotes coming out of there, telling us how important Tanner Jeannot is in the room. We're getting how important guys are in the room.
Tanner Jeannot?
Comments before the season even starts. How about on the ice?
Okay.
How good is he on the ice? That's what I care about.
So, Skaz, I used to do write-ups for high school sports back in the day. And whenever, the team wasn't good, it would always be good guys in the room, work ethic. Always. So whenever teams don't have talent, you hear good guy in the room, work ethic. Because they're not good. That's what happens when you're not good. I did take some notes, everybody, on this press conference today. This is what I got. Let me see. I'll pull it up here. It's the beginning of the Marco Sturm era. Needs to see what he has out there. David Pastrnak has tendinitis. I don't want to know that a guy you've paid that much to has tendinitis. You know? Where does he have tendinitis? Is it his leg, his shoulder? Is it his arm? You know that for a fact there?
Mark's saying he has tendinitis.
Oh, you have tendinitis. I have tendinitis too.
Everyone has tendinitis.
We all have tendinitis. No, but Pastrnak, though, where's his tendinitis? Wrist? Foot? Well, he's had a wrist injury. He's had a shoulder injury. Lower leg, I can't remember what it was, though. Maybe an ankle, I don't know. He also needs to, got to be careful getting into those ride shares. You know what I'm saying? Did I ever tell you I did a ping pong event with David Pastrnak and Matthew Judon?
Yes.
Dude, they got him out of there so fast. I got a picture with Judon. Talked to him for a little bit. Pastrnak was carried. He didn't do anything wrong that night. He just played ping pong. But I just want to let you know they got him out of there fast. I did think he showed leadership skills at the end of last year. I know people don't want to hear this, but where would the Boston Bruins be without David Pastrnak a year ago? And I get just like I'm killing Bregman, right? Don't you think people around here who are going to kill Pastrnak for how much money he makes? I mean, Jeremy Swayman's already getting it. Who, by the way, was thanked for being there on time today. Passive aggressive. Also, they confirmed that last year they were behind the 8 ball to start the season. What does that mean?
Oh, and your goalie's, fighting with the team through the media in the offseason. I would say that puts you a little bit behind the 8 ball there.
Plus the contracts,
all the injuries, too, coming into the year. They're pretty banged up.
Yeah, Lindholm, McAvoy at the break. Did you hear what... I don't know if you got that, Brad Marchand sound today. But he acknowledged one of the benefits of playing in Florida. He also admitted the biggest issue and roadblock with coming back to the Bruins... length of contract. His quote today?
I mean, there's speculation, but I was never going to take a 1 or 2 year deal, or even a 3 year deal. That just wasn't in the cards. I had a goal, what I wanted to be. I wanted to play as long as I could. And that was the goal that I had in the summer. It's part of why it didn't work out in Boston. It's the main reason it didn't work out in Boston. And, and then, so, yeah, all that speculation around it. I mean, you call a spade a spade. If we were not in a non-tax state, it wouldn't have worked out probably for two guys. Two guys probably would have been leaving in that situation. So that's a benefit that this team has that, we were able to utilize and make work. But I'm thrilled to be here for the next 6 years. And, like I said, I've said this before. I mean, it's a gift to play in this league. It's a privilege. It's not a given. And, when it's done, it's done. You never get to do it again. So one of my coaches early on told me, and I'll forever live by that, I want to play till I get kicked out of the league, and it's hard to walk away from this. It's all I've ever known and all I've ever wanted to do. And I just have always felt like it'd be an injustice to my younger self, the one that always hoped and dreamed to be in the NHL to walk away from it before I couldn't play anymore. So that was the goal, to make sure that I could play as long as I could. And very honored and proud and thankful that Viola's and Billy gave me that opportunity.
Never was going to take a 1, 2, or 3 year deal. Is that all we needed to hear there? I also like the part of they're going to have to kick me out. I want to play until they kick me out of the league. Would he still get paid if that happened? Hey, look who's on the line. Tommy from Lynn, what do you got to say? How was the game? Tommy! Hey, how you doing?
Can you hear me?
I can. How you doing?
It's your game. They finally won a game that they should have won. They finally won one in extra innings. While everybody else was winning tonight that they were chasing. The Yankees won, Houston won, and that's right now. So just saying the Yankees so.
What are you going through a tunnel? You going through a tunnel?
No, I'm in the garage, sitting in traffic, getting ready to leave here.
How's the traffic?
Oh, it's miserable. You know how that is.
Yeah, where you guys go? You guys getting some food on the way home?
We got the sausages at the sausage stand.
Yes!
Sausage, peppers, and onions.
I love street meat.
Yes, you do. That's all I gotta say. Street meat at Fenway Park is the best baby after one win. Let's go!
Kind of needed that tonight. Tommy from Lynn, baby.
I hadn't heard from Tommy in a while.
I hear him on other shows.
That's true.
Last time I had him on, if you remember.
Well, his favorite show, Joe. Yes. I can find that clip.
Mark, we met him at an event. I had him on the air. He was happy. And I go, hey, what's your favorite show? And he goes, Felger and Maz. And I go, dude. I don't think I've heard him on since then. Street meat, baby. Yeah. Oh, I would definitely get some street meat before waiting in traffic. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's take a break. We'll wrap this bad boy up here on the other side, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Hey, it's Maz, and Rodenizer Home Services wants to get you into the game of your choice this fall. Just go to the night.
versus the Hardy Boys. Oh, man. Get the tables? Wonder what kind of tables and swantons they're going to be. That'd be a fun one for you to go to, Skaz. When's the last time you've been to a wrestling event, Skaz, for you? Kid?
Yeah, probably as a young child. Like it's something probably similar to this, though, at like the Middleborough Elks Club or something. Yeah. It's been a while.
Oh, this is that song. Is that like
yeah. I shouldn't say that, but yeah, you know what I mean. Like it was
the up and comers go to the local.
Yeah, it was something like that. Was probably my last real wrestling event.
Oh yeah, well,
Song Arena, though, nice arena.
Yeah, I wonder if they got a suite up there.
I might know a guy.
I think I have the Patriots that day.
It's a Sunday.
Don't tell anybody. Could go after though. Wow.
What's the date on that?
October 12th.
Patriots play the 13th, I believe.
Oh, that's working out really well.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. October 12th is the Sunday.
Never
mind.
Can you tell me what the rest of the schedule is?
I believe that's the Titans game, Joe. I might be here with you.
There's Pittsburgh this week. There's Carolina next week, and then Buffalo?
Yes, at Bills, at Saints.
And then Saints.
Yeah, at Bills, at Saints, at Titans. 3 in a row.
All winnable games? Maybe the Bills?
Not the Bills. In Buffalo, no.
I wonder what Drake Maye will look like that night. The Bills defense doesn't fear me. I mean, Ed Oliver's a, beast. How do this guy's been a pretty good year for sports icons to be in the area this year. Tom Brady got a statue. Lionel Messi was in town. Caitlin Clark was here. I'm trying to think of anybody else.
Big concerts.
Really big concerts. Was there golf here this year?
Coldplay certainly made a splash when they were in town.
No, but was there golfers though?
LPGA was at TBC Boston over in Norton.
I'm trying to think. I felt like there was other sports, big time sports icons that were here this year. But this could be the last game for Aaron Rodgers in New England.
It doesn't do anything for me, not really.
For you, huh?
No.
I told you, my first game I ever went to, Brett Favre was the quarterback.
And you think he's better than Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, we want to do this tomorrow night?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I haven't looked it up yet, have you?
No, but I know Aaron Rodgers was better at football than Brett Favre. You know who we should really ask this question?
John Serenides?
No.
Okay.
But yes, obviously.
Oh, Mike Felger.
A guy that sits right where you're sitting right now. He's taking Rodgers. Maybe not, though. I think he would take Rodgers.
I really want to dig into this one. But I want people to think about it. Like, Brett Favre was drafted by a team and then traded. In
Atlanta.
Drafted, traded, sat. Where Rodgers was sat, learned. And when he played right away, he was good. I think Aaron Rodgers had the best footwork I've ever seen on a quarterback. As far as, ability to scramble. I'm not talking running. John Elway was a good runner, right? Wasn't fast, good runner. I mean, Randall Cunningham, not guys like that. I'm talking footwork in the pocket. Aaron Rodgers might be the best I've ever seen. But there was no better gunslinger than Brett Favre. And it wasn't always good. Maybe we can dive into the numbers a little bit tomorrow night, guys. Who do I like better? Ooh, both just jerks.
At least Aaron Rodgers, most of his wounds are self-inflicted, only on himself. Yeah. Brett Favre has caused other people some harm. Trauma. So I would take Aaron Rodgers in that one, which I don't like the man at all, but I would take him over Brett Favre.
All right, I'm going to get on that. Mike Felger. Favre or Rodgers? Who you got? I'm going to get that on. I'm going to get that tomorrow.
Roethlisberger or Rodgers?
Rodgers.
Really?
Yeah, because Ben was like the thing about it, Roethlisberger was he was huge.
Moose.
But he could move too. But
he could take a hit.
He could take hits. And like
he wouldn't go down.
No, but he knew when to take the hits. And he had a strong both different players, completely different. I'd still go Rodgers. Both great. Roethlisberger won more than one, right? 2. That's right. Isn't that what it comes down to in the end? What a perfect segue to go home. Mark from Curry, thank you, sir. Bruins start next week, but, well, tonight, actually, technically. Thanks to the Hardys. Thanks to James Scaramazino. Thanks to me. Thanks to Jake. Thanks to Ted Lifshitz. Hey, thank you as well, everybody that listened all night long. Tomorrow night, we got John Serenides, and we might have a special guest in studio as well. Talk to you guys tomorrow.